be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, Let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. You found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting the show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show with Clayton McKee. At the beginning of hour 2 is when Al gives us our drinking word for the night. Grab a beverage and drink along with the cast as they get rolling. found Q Talk America. Tonight's live broadcast will start at the top of the hour. We would tell you that this ain't your mom's radio station, but Clayton's mom listens every week. You found Q Talk America, home of The Show with Clayton McKee, Marnie Ryer, Kat Carlson, and Al Perkins. We will be starting tonight's broadcast at the top of the hour. By the way, we're a 3-hour show, so grab a beverage and get comfortable. If you have a topic you'd like us to talk about or a question for the cast, please post it in the chat room or on our Facebook page. Simply look for The Show with Clayton McKee on Facebook. We'll be starting a show in just a few minutes. We're just getting prepared, mixing cocktails and settling in for 3 hours of chat and some non-PC fun. From wherever you're listening or watching our show, let us know where in the world you are by posting in the chat room or hit us up on Facebook. Just look up The Show.
Wherever you go. You can listen to the news. You can sleep with the blues on this wonderful, wonderful station. Just take a lively companion wherever you go. Take a portable radio. Take a portable radio.
I never saw the guy with the boombox before. That's funny.
Now, here comes the music.
Oh my God, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it. This is The Show on Q Talk America, coming to you live from Central Phoenix as we do each and every Tuesday night. I'm Clayton McKee alongside this week, the guest villainist Doug Wilkie is with us.
Hello.
It's a three-peat for him. He's been here 3 weeks in a row.
I wanted to ask about that. Am I still getting my same pay rate?
Exactly. Same pay,
the
same
rate?
benefits.
Oh,
Everybody's the same.
Okay, all right.
Also, Marnie Ryer's in the other room doing something we're never sure, but she's here. She's in house. That's Al Perkins, who is being my twin today by wearing a lovely black V-neck. I'm very happy to see that. It's lovely.
Yeah, you didn't notice it when I got off the plane that I was wearing a black V-neck T-shirt.
I probably didn't
I was
because
scandalized because I was near death.
I'd been sitting in the parking lot so long waiting for your luggage to come in that I had lost all interest in what you were wearing.
We were just like twinsies.
Oh, and who doesn't like that?
Yeah, exactly. In an airport parking lot. That doesn't look suspicious.
Not at all. Not by anybody. It's July 31st, 2018. This
I'm
is
sorry,
show.
I glamorize that. It was a bus terminal parking lot.
No, it's not. It's a SkyTrain.
Sure, but it's also the bus station.
On the other side.
Yeah,
we were on the
yeah,
no.
Clearly.
Two
Clearly.
sides. Two different.
One building, it's kind of like the Target and the Walmart.
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of like you travel to Kentucky as you go to that Walmart along the back. It gets ugly.
Somebody with a banjo plays a song and you transition.
I swear there's a creek.
There could be.
Somewhere along there's a creek.
Yeah, you got a
But it's
pretty
a
mouth.
safe parking lot. Yeah.
Sure.
If I had a nickel.
This is show
Still
number
don't have a nickel.
3. Yeah, no nickels. This is show 352. It's July 31st, 2018. Hi, everybody. The chat room's already going. Joe D and Jenny are in there.
Oh, Meow Cal.
Oh, wait, I didn't see Mia. Oh,
Chief
she's at the very bottom right there.
Chief cartographer.
And I don't. What, Marnie?
Yeah, Marnie, you need to be on time if you want to talk during this part.
It's in your contract.
Yeah. I know a lawyer.
I'm gonna have to put a microphone back in the kitchen because, or wherever.
She's in the bathroom.
Oh, is she?
And let's not.
Well, the acoustics sounded
I
much
know,
better.
they're delightful, but live from the stand-up shower.
Meow Cal's already on to something.
Oh, no. Oh, in the shower.
Yeah.
A friend of ours is here named DJ. He just wanted to come in and see how the sausage is made with regards to the show. He doesn't want to be part of the show. He's not going to be talking, asking questions, or anything like. He's just here to watch and see how we pull off this shit show.
How the magic happens.
Yeah. Oh, it is magical,
Can
isn't
you hear me, by the way?
I can.
Okay,
Can
good.
you hear you? Because
Yes.
Kat often has her head...
Not very well.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And okay, the funny part of this
Not
story,
as well as I would like to hear
her
myself.
other job is turning up her own headphones to the
Oh,
volume she
okay.
likes.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Is that where you need
I
to be?
Thank you.
But
You're
I'm just
older-
going to
you're-
warn you that 3 hours of my voice, and you're probably going to want to turn that
Well,
dial
oh.
back.
So
Al,
the
I've
one-
had 50 years of your voice.
So the one that says cat, by the way,
Yeah.
the one that says cat, that's you. So if you need to turn yourself up or down,
Got
feel
it.
free to turn the knobs.
always-
Got it.
You good? All right, he's good. There's our,
That always makes me laugh
All this
because I'm like,
technical.
it's
how do we turn you off?
Yeah, does she turn Al off or?
scientists have been studying that for a long time.
Al's turned a lot of people off over the
Yeah,
years.
exactly. They just don't know how to turn me off. You know what I mean? Only it were reciprocal. That's what they all say.
Does Marnie know we're making sausage?
Clap on. I've never used that phrase
thank
in
you,
front
Jenny.
of Marnie before.
Yeah.
Wow. Hi, Mom. Mom made it to the chat room, too.
Good morning.
I think Mother is really liking the new setup with the fact that the Apple TV now has the YouTube, or is it her Contour box? One of the two. She can watch it on different devices now, so her phone's ready. She can text
Oh,
to do.
yeah.
Multitasking, Mom is. She's up there. I haven't made it up there. Now, last night, we all were witness to it. You probably were at work, though, when it happened. The hella storm that blew through here last night.
Oh, I got a funny
was
story about
crazy.
that.
Oh, do ya?
So I left the movie theater, making my way east, thinking, well, this is just the prettiest day in U.S. history. So I stopped by the car wash
Oh.
and enjoyed my time at the car wash.
Oh no.
Pulled out of the car wash, and you face like due east when you make that
Yes.
turn.
Yes.
And I saw the world's largest thundercloud and dust storm coming at me.
Wow.
And I wasn't alone at the car wash, so there's a lot of pretty fucking stupid people.
Sure.
But the best part was, if you were looking west, oh my God.
It was
like
a beautiful.
beautiful
It was a
day.
beautiful
song, yeah.
sunset.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Birds were chirping.
Armageddon behind you, though.
Yeah, it was crazy. Rolled through here last night and snapped trees and blew a lot of shit over. I had to go chase stuff.
Oh, I
around.
thought Meow
Thank
Cow
you,
was a
Meow
girl.
Cow.
No,
Thank
it's
you.
a boy.
Thank you for
Oh.
denoting. Thank you very nice.
Meow Cow, that's a first because I thought you were a woman this whole time.
Oh, that's what the sheet's for.
No, and I always think.
Oh.
And I
Oh,
always.
no.
Sorry.
I did stop putting down how people sexually identified.
Why? It doesn't matter. We don't have an HR.
Yeah, but I try to help. Well, no, because I get one wrong, too. I always think, well, I know I'm going to get it wrong, so I won't tell you
Yeah,
who or
don't.
why, because Marnie has to be here to correct me.
Don't confess.
And Marnie knows what I'm talking about, too.
She's laughing. Now I'm going to show you something. So I saw this. Nero liked a post that I did earlier. So I want now. Is Nero in the room?
No.
Is she in the room somewhere? I wanted to share this picture.
See, you got it right. That's the one that I fuck up.
But the reason I got it right, here's the only fucking reason I got it right is I saw a picture of her today off of her Facebook page because she liked a post of ours. and I'm like, well,
nice.
there's Nero.
That's just the cutest thing in the
So
whole
I
fucking world.
thought I'd just share
Nice.
that. So there's that. Look at Martin. What's it? I really do. Oh,
Nice.
Had to get the new shirt out.
Of course you did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to sit backwards the whole show?
Yeah. I was gonna play like crisscross. I'll flip it around.
Actually, Marnie, wait. So stand right there. Turn around.
Oh, I see.
So let me see. There, now they can see it.
Perfect.
I really do care. Why don't you?
There you go. You got to get your posture just right, or it says Ute. Like you're like
Yeah.
The Utes.
the Utes of Utah have something to say about
Very
it.
good, Marnie. We can all read it now. Thanks. Oh, that's cute.
I was happy.
You do stay up on the
I do.
things like
No,
that.
I like the new shirt.
You're very good with
Yeah.
that.
I've had this one for a couple of weeks.
Oh,
You know, when it was
when it was timely, but it's
Timely.
still timely.
I know. And then we took a break, and then there
Oh, and Nero is with us.
Nero is there. Oh,
Hi, Nero.
Yeah, so if you catch us on the old YouTubes, which I forget if Nero is one that gets to watch us on the Facebook or on the YouTube, or if it's a listen only. But anyhow, that was the picture of Nero. What do you
I
laughing
brought
at?
Meow Cal. I'm just glad that Meow Cal decided to just put
Oh, yeah.
It was helpful to me.
Well, yeah, because Doug didn't know.
fucking cracks. Well, that's because you always call him she.
I know, but it helps.
So could everyone put penis or vagina?
Actually, you could just do a P or a V.
Oh, I see.
P or a V. You don't have to have, but I prefer
We don't
to
have
You're
that.
going to start all of that gender fluidity stuff. So
exactly.
let's
And
not go there.
God,
if you
look at
just put a
that.
dash, I'm going to call you it for the whole show. That's how we're going to do that. I don't have any idea.
Oh, it's
Anywho.
fantastic.
Well, welcome one and all. You've made it to the show alive and well after our storm. Marnie, did you have any storm damage last night over at the old your house?
No, but I was almost storm damage. You know,
Wow.
because I was leaving Jabs and driving into the hell you were discussing.
Right.
And I got to Safeway at 32nd Street and Camelback
Mm-hmm.
after missing a couple of trees.
Oh, yeah.
I was really quite a driver. And then
Were you
Gotta
in the
start
Subaru?
sometime, yeah.
I was in the Subaru.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sport utility vehicle.
Exactly.
All-wheel
Thank
drive.
God for all-wheel drive.
Oh my God, is that what SUV stands for?
No.
That's what
Sport utility vehicle.
AWD
Is that what I just said out loud?
I don't
Yeah.
know what you said out
No,
loud.
you did.
I can review the tape later and
Yeah.
find out. Did
Wow,
you say
I know what
Oh, actually, you
SUV
did say sport. Yes, you did.
You did.
I feel like I
Yes.
just learned to speak
But
French.
I heard it.
But AWD means all-wheel drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
JJ.
Yeah. It's fantastic,
Jenny
Jenny.
for JJ.
I love it.
Thank you, Jenny.
That's
Thank you,
This is,
fantastic.
Jenny.
you're helping people across the country.
I
You
love
don't even
it.
realize.
The show
Yeah.
is about helping.
Across the world.
So you dodge trees.
I did. Dodge trees. And then I got out, and thank God I've been working out some because I got out of my car
'Kay.
and was like, you know, it had to be like a ninja almost to get into the goddamn
Not
place.
Kung Fu Panda. You're now a
Well,
ninja.
I wasn't drunk this time. When I drink, I'm
That-
Kung Fu Panda.
I can see the difference.
See the difference?
Yeah.
So then I got into
One's
Safeway.
endangered, one is not.
So true.
She's clearly fine.
Clearly.
And then I had to get back out of Safeway.
Yeah.
And by the time that I got back out, it wasn't just the trees that were, it was the rain coming down sideways.
We didn't get
was
so much rain over
wild.
in this part. We got the winds were
Yeah.
incredible.
Oh, I
Yeah,
got
on the
rains.
way to
we
Safeway.
got a 5 minute.
Were we in
the rains.
Africa?
Yeah.
The winds.
The
were
rain-
really-
Oh, I missed the
Oh,
rains
them.
down in
Yeah.
Africa.
No,
Yeah.
I got a lot of rain, and it's that 7th Street, 7th Avenue stuff that it's so weird how it like follows that street, but
But it's the suicide lanes.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it somehow
Just fucks it
changes
all
the
up.
weather.
Yeah.
It does.
And then like it rained and rained, and I had the windows open. I was all enjoying it, and then I thought it had passed,
It had not.
and I was sitting there, you know, watching my TV, reading a book. I don't know what I was doing. I don't need an alibi.
No.
And
I'll be your
Oh, that's
ally.
right. You didn't work last night. I'm
out
thinking
of
you worked.
nowhere, like the living room lights up like it's
Yeah.
on fire, and thunder that lasted about 25
Yeah,
minutes
it was wild.
happened, and I
I
lost my
loved
shit.
it. Yeah. Oh my God, can you imagine him? Yeah,
I
that's awesome.
honestly had never
No.
seen. It must have struck like outside my
Right.
window
Right.
because I mean my living room lit up like it was daylight, and I'm like, and then that thunder went on, and I'm like, something blew up. Like we're all gonna die.
Well, it aims for that Section 8 housing that's just up the street for you. It's trying
Right,
to get
yeah,
that.
exactly. Just
to
trying to get
eliminate
rid of
that.
it.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was pretty
Whatever
wild.
town
was.
was.
There was
crazy.
I ran in because I thought, why not run errands when it's like that?
So
At
do.
least now we know why you're late, place. Is that a tornado? I do
Sometime-
need milk.
I'm not sure. Oh, I saw a cow.
Cow.
Milk.
Yeah.
That's what we needed. I'll go now. We're fine.
Vitamin D.
Yeah.
And then I stopped at Ace, and I'm not
to
kidding.
get an umbrella?
No, no, I could have gotten that at Safeway, silly. I had to get some filters.
They sell umbrellas.
They sell
everything
everything.
at Safeway. It's a
And-
single
yeah,
girl Safeway.
And Ace. They
What
sell everything.
aisle? What aisle? Oh, you were at the big girls. You were at the big girl Safeway. That's not fair.
Well,
That's cheating.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
I
have
didn't
way
realize
more
there was.
aisles.
I didn't realize there was a.
There's a
different,
small girl Safeway.
Oh no,
Of course,
I don't
big
call it the
girl.
single girl Safeway because I'm single. It's because it's a very small
Oh.
store that
the
doesn't
one
have
at
all the things.
the one at Osborne and 7th Avenue.
You only
is
have your
the
choices 2 batteries. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like there's nothing else going on.
D.
Yeah, we have slimmed
Yeah.
it down what
Okay.
you might need.
Yes, I was at 32nd Street in Camelback.
Yeah, that's
that's-
bigger.
so
They
that's-
might sell umbrellas.
So that's
Yeah.
big girl Safeway.
It's
Yeah,
I
fantastic.
just
that's
like to
big girl,
know
yeah.
in case I.
Yeah.
Well, it's more like
Just in case.
family size girl Safeway.
Oh,
Okay. Well,
look at this.
They also
bitch.
don't sell big packs of anything at the Safeway they go to
Oh, true.
because they don't have the counter space.
Huh. And so when I go into Ace,
yes.
the guy comes out from the back and says, "Holy shit, my buddy's house just went through a microburst and the roof flew
Oh
off."
no.
Sounds like the
And
microburst
I
went
was
through
like,
his house.
and I'm like standing there and I go, "Could you tell me what neighborhood your friend lives in? Please?"
Yeah.
And poor guy,
Rate
you know,
my
but
danger.
just yeah. Which way am I going when I leave? You know. But also, was it near my house? Was kind of where I was, and so when I found out it wasn't, then I felt like a really shitty person because I went, "Oh, thank God."
Well, no, it tore through a lot of shit in the
You're
valley.
allowed to be
but I
happy your
felt
house
bad.
is still standing.
Well, yeah, but
That's a
I
fair
felt bad that I
emotion.
wasn't like, "Is he all right first?"
What I think
I
about
wouldn't care.
when the storm
Like
comes
waking
through,
up and being like, do I have to be sad for everybody who's not alive today? Or
Yeah, that's fair.
I think about when
You're welcome.
when big winds come through. I think about the tree in your front yard
Oh my God,
because
and back.
Wow. Oh, that's right. You do have one in the backyard
Yeah,
too. The big
we're
pine.
covered both. Yeah, I think the same thing.
Wow.
Like, when's one of those limbs
Yeah.
going to?
'Cause we have
and what's
two
my
on-
insurance like?
I don't know.
I don't
well,
either.
According
Why
to
are
some
you
of
asking us?
some of the commercials,
What's my
apparently
insurance like?
that commercial I see on TV all the time, it does like a dryer and a
Right.
zombie apocalypse, and that's all you get.
Yep.
Otherwise, nothing else is
Well,
covered.
and clearly the plumbing isn't.
Right. Why is my doorbell ringing?
Who's at the door?
I don't know.
It's a mystery.
I don't know. It's really
Hello.
weird. I don't know. You talk amongst yourselves. Since this is my house, I'll go check.
Yeah, I was like,
Hello.
which one of us is
Yeah,
not
well,
murder?
I'm not going.
Well, I don't know. It just seems weird. Stand by.
I don't know.
Talk about
Was
the-
it murder?
Oh, and the doorbell's
Keith
on
Morrison's
his phone.
coming.
Yeah.
Yay.
Wow.
Because I'm
Why
like,
can't he
okay.
just look?
I'm like, yeah, but
Yeah.
they
He can look.
have cameras all over this fucking place.
Bullshit. He
Praise
knows
Lord.
who's coming and going. This isn't a surprise.
So
The fuck
Oh,
is
maybe
he
it's
doing?
Kat. I think it's Kat Carlson.
might be.
We should probably talking to these though. 'cause
Oh,
there's people up there
sorry.
watching.
I'm trying to figure out why Cat. I thought Cat wasn't coming
So
here.
you made it home alive.
I apparently did. And by the time I got there, it was but to my house, which was spitting distance. It was fine. Yeah.
Your mom's here.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yay!
Mama died.
Oh, I know why.
Oh, yeah. Well, now you know why.
Now I know why. Hi.
Wow.
You know what's funny though is she had a look on her face of like, do I have a surprise plan? Like you could see her going through like all
she-
the evil like
Right.
all her
Calculations.
schemes.
Well, her mom said she texted her, but she wasn't sure if she responded. So apparently, Di made I think a lemon cake or something. She brought all kinds of shit in there.
Are you guys fattening me up for the slaughter? Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
I don't know. We're gonna be in a sugar coma by the time this is done.
Hold on, I see a pattern.
Heavens.
That is crazy.
Yes. Oh, Jenny, I see the 200-year-old cactus commercial for insurance too. I think of Phoenix, and I didn't realize it was in other markets that they showed that commercial. I assumed it was only an Arizona or a California thing because of the cactus.
She's in California.
Well, that's why.
But I mean, we can still see something about a pine tree, even though they don't grow here. I mean, we know what they are.
Well, we have
People know what
there's
cacti
pine trees right there.
Cacti are.
Oh, okay, Joe. I was like, what the fuck are you, Joe? You're not a man or a woman. You're an H. I wasn't sure what that is. Now I understand. Okay. Crazy.
Oh, it's
crazy.
supposed to be the two guys holding hands emoji.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that.
But you're single, Joe, just like the rest of
oh
us.
my, wow.
Well, I mean, no, but I'm
Wow.
like, is that an optimistic emoji? Is that what that is? Because that would, I guess, we'd all have to do that.
I don't even bother.
Right.
That turned cruel quickly.
Well, no, but I'm just thinking, if you've got a P or a V, that's one thing. Hi, come on in. Did I say hi right quick? No.
Hi.
This is
Hi, how are you?
we can't. All we can see is mom from here up. It's all right.
Very tall.
She's very tall. You can't see her, but that actually.
I'm gonna get a glass of wine.
Di, crouch down by that microphone right there for just a quick second. Crouch down right there. Sit. Crouch down right there. There you go. You can you can talk right to that mic. For everybody, this is Marnie's mom, Diane. She brought. What did you bring,
Hi, how are you?
Doug? What did you bring, babe?
Chicken salad,
My favorite.
croissants, butter.
I brought grapes. I brought grapes.
When he came to the door, he said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Grubhub."
She did.
And I'm interrupting again.
No, it's
because
quite all right. This whole show is an interruption.
My brother gave me a recipe for this pie crust that you use vodka in.
Oh.
Which is really funny because my brother doesn't drink. But anyway, I've had it. Well, not anymore. But I've had it for a long time, and I decided that I'd make it because Martin bought this bag of lemons.
And
so-
vodka.
Okay.
And I bought vodka a long time ago, did I not?
Yeah.
Just plain because we have every flavor on the earth.
Yeah.
She bought it
So-
for the pie.
And when I
Okay.
came home in
Why
the
was it? I wasn't being questionable.
Yeah.
24 years of being
Yeah.
No, I understand
Why
that.
don't you,
But she's also an excellent hostess at your house.
Fair point.
You
Yeah.
want to have something there for others.
Fair point.
Well, when I brought her home, she was like, "Really? Do we want to talk about something? Let's talk pie crust."
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank
But
you.
I didn't
What?
realize that I had to learn French, burp it, talk to it, take it for a walk, and
It's a hell of a crust.
put it.
How
enter
thick
it in
is
the
this
marathon
crust?
to make it?
How thick is this? Is it a thick crust?
It's a regular crust. but
Okay.
You have to refrigerate it after so long, then you bring it out and roll it, and then it was
I just want
unbelievable.
to tell people at home you can buy these at stores too.
It won't be as good.
I don't know.
Doesn't have vodka in it.
That's right. That's fair.
So
I
wait.
can pour vodka in it.
So when you
It's a
bake it
vodka
though, it
pie.
bakes the alcohol out of the vodka and it leaves what, a flavor? Is what I'm assuming.
I call
No, it probably
no,
has
the reason
some.
that it's in there is because they
heat.
wanted
Sell
a
it.
regular for it to turn out the same all the time. I can't think.
Okay.
continuity.
Thank you very much.
Uniformity.
Yeah, and
10 for Marn. They wanted continuity in rolling it out
Okay.
and the consistency of it.
And doesn't it do something when you cook with alcohol that the heat it can get to a higher heat before like where water wouldn't.
And you bake it on 425.
Yeah,
which
and
is
you
very hot.
right.
for
So
a
that
crust.
it's the alcohol would make it the way it cooks off and the heat
Wow.
that it can get to
I
changes.
tasted it just to make sure, but I drove anyway.
But no, Di, if you could, maybe you could give the recipe to Marna and we could post it, and the viewers and listeners that are experiencing this right now could have the recipe.
I certainly can do that.
That'd be fantastic.
Yes.
Can you grab the pie?
Yeah,
Is
I
it-
just said you.
Yeah, I saw
then-
your post
Yeah.
about it. Can we?
Yeah,
Can
and then
we?
the lemon filling is from Buzz's mom, her dad's mom.
Okay.
And I've made that a million times before, but it's different than like the lemon pie, like not the gelatin crap
Right.
Yeah.
stuff. Sorry.
No, fuck. We say
Like a
whatever on the show,
cream.
honey.
Wow, bar just got lowered. The language bar just went down.
We can't be a G show.
Oh,
Oh, what's-
I gotta go.
She brought
Cool
great
Whip.
whipped cream or
Cool
Cool
Yeah,
Whip.
because I didn't put
For your
meringue on it,
taste, whatever
because
you-
most of the
And
Can
then
we?
it
Oh, look at that!
Oh
Beautiful.
my God, it's gorgeous.
You can't
And
really
it's
tell it in
going
that
to-
camera shot because the microphone is. But that's a beautiful.
There you go.
Actually,
Yeah,
Marnie,
that looks good.
Hold it up in front of.
Well, it needs
Don't
to.
drop
There
it.
you, no, you're good. You keep going, Marnie. There you go. Oh, look at it! Look at it! Look at it! It's like a spaceship.
Oh my God! Now the spaceship is haunting us.
It's a haunted alcohol spaceship pie.
Fucking sci-fi movies
It's
you
a
watch.
Don't ask.
a solar
Spaceship
eclipse.
pie.
Diane,
Oh
my
my
mom in the
God.
top row of the chat room. My mama Di says hi, Di.
Hi.
She's sitting at home with her wine, watching us experiencing this show.
Very
Or
nice.
she may have
And
vodka.
she might be making a pie too.
Well, my mom loves to cook. She
Yeah.
does all. She makes all that stuff.
Challenge accepted.
Oh.
She just said.
I'll give her the pie crust recipe, and then she can fill it with something different if she wants.
And I'll just. It's made with leftover vodka. Leftover vodka.
Well, now
I've never
there's-
heard of
there is such
leftover
a thing.
vodka.
Case.
What
What is
that?
That's the reaction I needed. Thank you.
That makes no sense.
Well
I
played.
want you to know that I cracked this bottle.
Oh.
How did that feel? I mean, and I say that because you are 24 years
Oh,
sober.
wait.
Yeah, congratulations.
So you opened a bottle of booze. Now I'm gonna actually guess in the 24 years because you live with her. My God, you've probably opened a beer
I'm the
or
reason she's sober. She's seen that Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
She was encouragement,
Yeah.
but
Was encouragement.
well, actually,
she was a
several of you
cautionary tale.
in this room. But
I don't know what. Wow, this turned ugly quickly.
That card was a
Taking a
bitch.
turn.
he looked looks at me. I don't know how she got that.
Yeah, I don't know.
We started at the same time.
Yeah.
And the next day I'm talking to him. He's going, "What are you talking about?"
I wasn't at your house.
Well, that tells
Yeah.
me something.
Yeah. The early 2000s were
Tree,
different.
apple, tree. I mean, just enjoy the metaphor. Write it out.
Really.
It's
Yeah.
nice. It's a good tree.
Okay,
Anyway,
well,
I'll switch with you.
lovely.
Well, thanks for stopping
Thank
by
you
and bringing
so
food,
much.
my
Look,
dear.
Meowcow, can you see the shirt?
The
She
world,
wore it for you.
the world is a cat playing with Australia.
Oh,
Oh, that's
funny.
cute.
Isn't that great?
That is cute.
That's fabulous.
But
It
Meowcow
is.
is our cartographer.
Yeah,
Yes.
she does all of our maps
Oh.
for us.
He
Hey.
is a penis.
He.
It
He.
does all of.
It starts with an M. Is that
don't
male?
think
Male.
it is.
Yes, that
Male.
does work out.
There you go.
Here's one of our maps.
I mean,
Yes.
just
Oh.
Because we have that map.
We have that map. You can't read it all right
That's
now.
not a cat, though.
My problem with our chief cartographer is fist.
Yeah.
When is a fist appropriate?
Not right now.
Again, if I had a nickel.
$20 is
One nickel.
One nickel. My goal to see all 50 states gets a lot harder when you make 64 of them. Like, You know what I mean? Now I got to go to subdivisions.
Oh, that's true. Further south, like further
Yeah,
South
now I
Dakota.
got to find further sort.
What what happened to you?
I don't know.
All right, I'll stop with you.
Well, Diane,
Blame it on the
thank you very
moonlight.
much. Diane Ryer, ladies and gentlemen, coming to visit us and bringing food.
Yay.
I'm glad you've got a side hustle called Grubhub now.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
I had to make it.
We have to pay for HBO.
It's a gig economy. Remember we learned
Did you
that
hear
from
what she
Kat.
said?
What?
She's got to pay for HBO.
You told me to like.
Charge your mom more for rent. Is what
I've been giving sage advice on this show
Exactly.
for many years
Well, I
now.
may be going to the home or
And your
some
hair
other
is
home if
totally
I'm
adorable.
getting married.
She just got it all cut off.
So I'm gonna have to stack some cash away so that I don't have to go to Shady Pines.
Find it.
No. I told
Find a
her
good corner,
Golden
Di.
Oaks. I don't know why she keeps talking Shady Pines. I said Golden Oaks.
Oh, Hidden
She'll be
Oaks. Can't find that one.
Hidden Oaks.
It's just different than Shady Oaks.
I thought
Shady
Golden
Pines.
Oaks. I thought that was the one for retired golden retrievers.
Oh, that's right. She can take care of the dog.
It's going to be a surprise.
Remember, Clayton, we were going to talk about that.
My bad. Carry on. Carry over. Carry Grant. Whatever.
Bye, love you.
Bye, Di.
Bye,
Thank
Di.
you.
Thank you.
Show her. I locked that door. Just would you exit or exit stage left?
Look at Meow Cal's gender identifier.
Fuck it.
And it just occurred to me that mine could be misleading.
No, Joe's changed.
Oh,
his
guess,
to
yeah.
Geese are
Yeah.
honking. Okay. I can't keep up
Guessed
with
That
that.
might have something to do with the phone, the bells and the phones, and I don't know what was
Yeah,
going on.
no, I
I have
think
no
you're
idea. But great.
Or someone's laugh.
That was fun that she just pops by and brings just all this food.
It's
I like that people that
amazing.
know how to cook bring things they cook.
That's
right.
That's just how the world should work.
It
yes,
is.
it'd be great.
Because I've eaten her cooking.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely. We've all eaten.
Fantastic.
I think we've about all eaten it.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, Mari. You forgot about that surprise.
Well, she had said something about making a pie, but you know, it's like me. When that wasn't done before I left earlier today, I thought, well, maybe not.
Yeah. And
And-
I'm,
Maybe no
I'm
pie.
also happy that
Yeah.
she found her way back to this house. Did you leave breadcrumbs or something?
No,
'Cause-
no, I've taught her all kinds of things on her new iPhone 8.5.
Oh, okay.
Plus,
time it's personal,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
This time it's
8.5, 8 plus,
Electric
something. I don't
Boogaloo.
know. Yeah. And so I've said, I put your address in there, and
Yeah.
she can say Clayton's.
Oh, that's
You know,
good.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Uh-huh.
And it's, you know, when she listens to it, it's helpful.
Well, that's very cool.
Kind of like me in high school. When I
I
listened
will
to
tell you
her,
about
I
me and my
made
friend
better
getting
choices.
lost trying to get out of Macy's today, and both of us
my
announcing
God.
as we walked out the wrong door, I don't really have a good sense of direction.
We
But
know you don't.
Yeah, no.
We know you don't.
I'm just not paying
It's a
attention.
4-mile walk, and he's like, it's 300 feet to the right. What? No.
Yeah.
2 days later, we're still walking. Al, where are we? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to tell you a story. I decided.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you the story and make it fast.
Is that a
and-
Tiffany's box?
No, it's not. But
No,
wouldn't that be pretty? The
Yeah.
wrong, it's the wrong shade of blue. You'll know when you get one.
And there's no and there's no ribbon.
You'll know.
Not today.
Jesus.
Not today, Berta.
Not today, Berta.
It seems like we're being so mean, but we're all smiling. So,
You can't sit with us.
No. Mm-mm.
so I'll try to make this as short a story as possible, and it will cut down on
Yeah.
entertainment.
Too late.
So
Sure.
when I was in Buffalo, a couple of friends of mine, we got together for dinner.
Okay.
And as we were making plans, they had said they had been to dinner earlier, and I was like, I didn't know that. Like, I knew that they knew each other, but I just thought they knew each other through me. I didn't think it was anything that had to, like, I was like, oh, I didn't realize that they had become friends.
Oh.
Didn't realize there was any kind of cross-pollination there.
Ooh.
So,
Wow.
get to the restaurant, and it's my friend Pam, who I met my very first day of Buff State orientation. No matter where you lived, you had to stay on campus for the orientation. You couldn't go home in between. It was like a bonding experience, and she lived kind of across the street. Actually, literally across the street.
Okay.
So we just fell in love at first sight, became close friends. She worked for the WBNY radio, and then my friend Jim, who I knew from the gay bars, and I really wanted to go to Buff State just because I wanted to go where I knew people.
How long is the story?
It's
gonna
kind of long.
Joe already said, I feel like the show's going to be 4 hours
No,
long.
that was not the geese. You already read that line. So, anyways,
Go ahead.
I knew him, and so I wanted to go to that school was because I wanted to go and not have a horrible school experience. I wanted to go somewhere and be popular and have fun, so I only applied to University of Hawaii and Buff State because I wanted to go to Buff State. Blah 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 blah. We were all friends, and I didn't know that we were I didn't know that we all had ever hung out. I couldn't remember it. So sit down at the table, and it was so nice to see them, and it had been 20 some years or 30 years between the three of us. We just haven't seen each other. One had kids, one lived in Houston, finally back in Buffalo, blah, 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 blah. And so we're chit-chatting and hugging and laughing, and then we finally sit down, and Jim turns to Pam, and he goes, okay, we have to see if he remembers the Paisley story. And I was thinking, and I'm like, I have a pretty, good memory of a Paisley story. And he goes, do you remember me walking through the mall pretending I was blind? And then asking the lady at the jewelry store to describe Paisley to me. And she was like, well, it's like a little shrimp, if you can imagine. And was letting him hold on to these Paisley brooches. And I have to tell you, my life came screaming back.
Oh, my God.
I actually let out a scream, and it was like an amnesia victim regaining their memory. All of a sudden, I remembered that those two went to high school together and that we were always kind of together, but because of the theater WBNY thing, we were always kind of in the same circles. He was kind of a punker who liked theater. She was a punker. I liked theater. We all kind of were one person moving about.
Okay.
And I just, until he told that story, and I forgot that right before Christmas, we went shopping, and he's an actor, so he was doing a thing where he was pretending to be blind. And the fact that we kept a straight face for the entire day, and then went to Chi-Chi's and got really trashed on shitty margaritas.
Oh my God, do I remember
We were
Chi-Chi's?
18.
Loved it.
Yeah, we were 18. So this story just comes back to me. And then they were like, what the fuck was the Paisley thing? And I'm like, well, this is where I come in, because it's how I ended up in Arizona with my friends. I'm like, I was at the party, and we bought these giant Paisley brooches. Okay. And Pam wore a pirate scarf around some really cool high-waisted pants, and she did the Paisley brooch as a belt buckle. I had it on like a bolero tie, it went under my neck, and it held those stiff white shirts with the collars in the 80s. Yeah. I don't remember how Jim wore his because he's blind, so he didn't know either.
I want to meet these people.
So at this party, they're having dancing and they're doing Christmas carols, and all of us are working the room, and we were kind of rock stars, the three of us at this party. And we were in the rich part of town. We didn't know anybody really well, but Jim Hennessy walks in, and Jim, my friend Jim, is friends with our friend Jim, and was like, "Oh my God, you have to meet Missy Al and Pam." And he said he lived in Arizona. He had gone there for school. I was about to go on vacation there. I had no plans of living here yet, but I was going on vacation, and we became friends. And then that's how I met Renee, was all because of these Paisley things and this Christmas party.
How funny.
And the impression that we made on Jim Hennessy at this party was the whole reason. So to them, it was just some Christmas party, but to me, it was the Paisley and meeting Jim and the connection to you and Renee and everything. I met Wendy the next week in Arizona with Tim, and it was just the weirdest story, and it all was about those Paisley brooches, and that we were just a hit in every room, whether we were dancing to the Psychedelic Furs or singing along with the Christmas carols. We were just working that room, you know what I mean? Okay. I was probably making vodka and iced teas because it's me.
Ice picks.
So we get to the end of the story. Yeah. So I get home from vacation the other day. Right. Separate vacation, and there's a package in my mailbox, and I'm like,
I remember you taking it in.
I didn't remember what I ordered. Well, my friend Pam sent me this beautiful Paisley brooch.
Oh my God!
I don't know if that'll come up on. Actually, hold it up there.
down a little bit. There you go.
I'm showing off my
Yeah.
real
Actually, if you
jewelry.
take
Turn it
that.
over.
take a picture of it against the black table and send it to me, and I'll put it on. I'll put it on the deal.
So it's part of a pair that were from her grandmother, a gift from her grandmother.
Wonderful is that?
Oh, so that's not new. That's actually got history
No,
to it.
yeah. So this
Oh,
is her
that's the real
grandmother's
one.
brooch,
Yeah.
and it was a
That's
pair
even better.
and she had given her the pair like 20 years ago or so when she died. She had left them
Wow.
to Pam, and Pam
Aw.
was laughing so hard at that story that she wanted me and Jim to have
Oh,
each
God,
of her
that's
grandmother's
great.
Paisleys.
Love this.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Facebook
Oh,
messenger me that picture right quick, would you?
Also, how are you not crying telling that story?
because it's just so charming.
Oh
Like,
my
It
God!
is
It's
delightful.
so
I would-
unlike you to not have like happy, joyful.
I would have
tears
loved to have
about
been a
that.
fly on the
I
wall.
did.
I would have.
I cried when I opened the note. I couldn't bring the note. That's
Yeah.
oh no, I did.
Oh,
It's somewhere.
Clayton, what were you gonna say?
well, when I dropped him off at his house, the package was in his mailbox, and he took it in. He's like, "What the hell's this?" I remember you looking at it and being like, "I don't know," and then you saw the address, and you were like, "Yeah, whatever," because
Yeah.
you just came from there, so like you didn't know, and then I had not heard this story, but I would imagine if I were a fly on the wall, I bet you teared up when you opened that.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh,
man.
absolutely.
Sure.
I don't know why anybody think I.
So
thought
Oh, no,
I did.
why did you omit that from the story?
Yeah.
Well, of course, I just assumed you knew I'm a crier.
Well, that's why I was looking over and thinking, what's happening right
No,
now?
but I've read the card so many times, and it was just a lovely
That is
sentiment.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And what is a horrible story about some, but he really wasn't
What
doing
a
it.
That's
great
beautiful.
Nothing
story.
malicious. But and the funny thing was it was the first time ever driving drunk was the other thing I remember.
Oh, yeah.
That's also not true. I think about that. I was 18. There's a drunk plenty of times. But that was the first time on margaritas, let's say that.
Yes.
And like
Sure.
realizing on the 290 heading towards Niagara Falls that, I gotta pull over.
Yeah. This isn't working.
I made it like 2 exits, and I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna stop here for a little while and see
All right.
what left.
This is the close-up shot. This is the brooch that
Oh,
his friend sent.
nice.
Isn't that pretty?
So
Oh,
very
that's
loving.
That's
Fantastic.
nice. Well, and I love that it's got an entire. Though that wasn't part of your time then, it is part of the whole story.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
arc of the story. I love that. That's great.
Beautiful.
I was.
How kind of
I
her
know
to
it's
do
going to
that.
be
That's
shocking
neat.
to you, and I'm sure I can actually pull up pictures that will show it. There was a brooch time in my life too. Remember the picture of me in high school?
Oh
I'm
my
standing
God,
next to the
yes.
dead horse, and I've got
Yeah.
there's a
Oh,
brooch there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like the brooch is still
God.
somewhere in those plastic bins in my garage. I feel like that
Oh.
that made it
Yeah.
into drag
Yeah.
a few times. I feel
Yeah.
like
Oh,
Oh my
seems-
God!
seems
Sure.
Yeah.
like-
You
My
may have to
10th grade,
go.
my 10th grade picture. I have like this. It's delightful.
and your
actually,
10th grade
but-
picture would be about the same year as I'm talking, 85.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had my.
I am
Were you
older.
doing an Ali Sheedy look? Is that what you were pulling off?
Oh no! It
Oh.
was. It would no. Kind of. Not really. No. I'll have to find it.
What other
It
lesbian do you
was
want to?
no, because it wasn't. It wasn't the shaved head up the back. It sounds worse than it is. I'll have to find that picture.
Sounds
It was
worse
actually
than
well, no, it was very like a very preppy.
Sounds
Yeah.
worse
like,
than
thing,
it is.
but
I like that you're.
something like that. You
Okay.
know.
And then when I last listened to you all, I was
You
in
were
the Vermont.
drunk.
I was in the Vermont. No, I wasn't. I was very sleepy though.
Oh, I see.
Um,
I thought you were hammered.
No, and the
Well,
shirt.
wished he was. Wished that he was.
No,
see.
no. I think what I wrote something in the chat room about like it's been a long day. That's why I'm not letting
Oh,
you
got
post the
it.
picture. Like
It's
I look
been a
like I think I said I look like
been a
hammered
long
shit, and you guys
day.
all know
Yeah,
that I was
yeah,
hammered.
yeah.
But I was in the beautiful state of Vermont, so one more down. We're
Nice.
so much closer to the total 50.
So cool.
And
love it.
the most trees that are on planet Earth. There's
When
more
my
cows than
parents
people.
went
That's true.
there,
That's not a rumor.
That was one of their favorite places they ever went was Vermont. They
I
loved it.
I think it'd be beautiful.
I mean, there's
They just thought it was
do not get
beautiful.
around it. It is
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. And I did the west. They call it the West Coast because it's all along Lake Champlain and this darling little creek that just sneaks around and follows you. But I think it was flowing this way from the mountains. If geography
Sneaks
got that
around
right.
and follows you.
It does because you keep going over bridges that are crossing the same
Oh, I
creek.
see.
So it's kind of like on either side of you.
It threads its way through the state,
It
and
gets you all excited that the town of Nathan is coming up in 2 miles, and I was like, "Was that it? That
was a
house.
bridge.
That was a boy named Nathan." Yeah,
waving,
he just stands here at the 6-mile marker, and you're gone.
driving your Buick right past him. There you
So
go.
I mean, there's just nothing. There's nothing.
There's nothing,
no one, and there's no one.
That could be nice though.
oh,
Yeah, I mean, it really
It was
was.
a break,
I had a day,
you
and
know?
I went through TripAdvisor, and I really advise doing that if you're going to do a road trip, and type in something stupidly specific, like I have a lot of time and nothing to do. How do I drive through Vermont? And
Oh.
I actually followed someone's exact
Oh, that's
trail.
fantastic.
Oh.
It is, yeah.
And it worked out beautifully. It took a whole goddamn day, but it was delightful with music. more trees than have ever existed anywhere on Earth. I can't imagine
Vermont.
there's somewhere where there's more trees.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's trees inside of trees, packed inside of trees.
Yeah.
With just like, there's nothing to see. When you look.
Think how clean the air must be.
my
Somebody asked me if I wanted a bottle of
Right.
water. I'm like, if I need a bottle of water in this motherfucking state,
Yeah.
then you guys aren't doing it right. And he's
Yeah.
like, I've never heard a tourist say that before. I'm like, it's just mountain water everywhere.
Yeah.
Just give me a bucket. What the fuck?
Right.
Yeah.
Bottled water.
Well, I remember the opening. I remember the opening sequence to the.
Hell.
I remember the opening sequence to the Newhart show when they had the
Was
inn
that
and
in
it was,
Vermont? We were
was
trying
in
to
Vermont
think-
and all the trees around there. Yeah.
Sounds
And
beautiful.
so absolutely beautiful. And then we had just had a random conversation at some point about where were the Adirondacks. We found them. Turns out that's where they are. They're on the.
Still there.
But they're
Still
they're
there.
across from Lake Champlain. They're up north. They're not in the
Thanks,
part of.
Obama.
Yeah. Hashtag. God.
Nobody asked you to move them up there. They were fine wherever they were
Way
before.
to go. Fourth comment.
Comment.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So that was lovely.
And
Here's
fifth-
to you, fourth comment.
Fourth comment.
So I'll tell you stories
fantastic.
later. And then Justin and Kurt were lovely hosts as always in Rhode Island and Connecticut, and we chased the rain, but we won, and it was lovely, lovely, lovely. But I never listened to Weekend in New England, and I'm the poorer for it because
Yes.
that's what
for
Vermont
sure.
needed. Me screaming the key change. To
Oh,
the
And
top
you
of my
said,
lungs.
and you
The
said,
life-altering
The
key
life-altering
change.
key
and you
change.
said that you experienced syrup in Vermont, right?
Oh.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
put it on the cheese?
I would have put it on the everything.
I'm sorry, I have an unfair
First-
advantage. I was following along on Facebook.
And by the way, for
between
the affiliates
cheese-
listening, we haven't gone into the section of what did you do last week.
No, I
Yeah,
just took it
this
out.
is
We're
it.
getting-
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll
We
get
get
there.
I'm covering mine all at once.
I'll yield
So-
my time to the senator from Vermont.
I'm reclaiming
Thank you.
mine.
From the lovely lady from Vermont. So day one was syrup, and they're not fucking lying, but you get a little diabetic.
Yeah.
Real fucking quick.
Diabetes. Turn on.
I was on waffle number 2 and had entered some kind of medical emergency. I didn't know. They were like, I need meat. I need meat. I need protein.
Could someone bring some
Oh my
bacon?
God.
I'd like to put some syrup on it.
I need something to counterbalance every carb on the planet. Because they put syrup on a waffle, motherfucker. It was
No carbs with syrup-covered pancakes.
not one animal was harmed.
Do you have an insulin pin? I need an insulin pin. Your sugar beaties was pegging.
Oh my God. it
that's
really-
it.
Where on the meter were you?
No, I had flopped over, and I was physically ill for about 2 hours. I had some kind of a sugar hangover.
Yeah.
It's
I
not.
can believe it. I can believe it. Oh, but how
Wow.
delicious that had to have been.
Yeah,
Well-
and then I went to a charming little French restaurant because I make up excuses why I always go to charming restaurants because I like French food.
Yeah.
So, but they had a cheese part of the menu, and I didn't know where it should come into a meal. I've never ordered just cheese before. You know, they got like pub cheese or something like that. But I've never been at a nice restaurant when there's a cheese course, and I'm not quite sure when that happens. I think it's supposed to be after dinner
Yeah.
and before dessert.
Yep.
I think.
Sometimes it is dessert.
Oh, right, yeah, that makes some sense. But I did it as
Only
the
if it
appetizer.
has that syrup with it.
Yeah.
Well, I
Fuck it.
think we're getting there.
Yeah.
fucking
No.
say
So
it.
the cheese, I got beautiful cheese, and it came with like so much stuff on it. It was like almost like a goddamn salad. But then they did have a little bit of syrup or something, and I just put my finger in it. Classy lady,
Just started eating it.
because it turns out I like the sugar beaties.
Yeah.
So that's my whole month.
Get it.
Nice.
Okay, so
Came with
now
jewelry.
that we know what Al's been up to.
That was a short story.
By the way, have you taken
I
your
timed it.
have you taken your sugar
14
levels
minutes.
in the past few days at all? Do you know?
Oh no, I'm getting them done tomorrow. This is a bad idea.
Good idea to start drinking. Well, Doug,
Yes.
I'm going to come to you because we usually start this segment here.
Right.
Now I realize this is your three-peat. For 3 weeks in a row, you've been on our show.
True.
Yeah,
I feel like
and I'm glad that you've let me know that your schedule for the summer and for the school year
Yes.
is good
So I
because you'll be
can- I'm,
Fantastic.
you'll be able to fill in should we need
I
you.
will. Right.
She's the Joan Rivers.
I'm the Joan Rivers
and by the
official
way,
guest host.
We
That's
should
right.
probably let everybody know the reason Kat Carlson is not here tonight is, as you know from listening, the bar that she's been a part of the team for
Right.
several years now, called Cobalt. They actually are reopening in their new location this coming Friday. Tonight was an all-employee meeting. They're still, they're tweaking this and getting everything set up and go. They're doing a friends and family night tomorrow night, but the official opening is on Friday. So they're actually getting prepped and ready to go. And she said that if she was done with her stuff in time, she'd swing by and give us an update on things.
Nice.
But there's a very good chance that she will not pop by, only because I know how launching a new bar and getting all that
Sure.
They
together.
have to be balls to the wall if they're
Now, do you have
anywhere
a
near ready
picture
to open.
of Cobalt? What's
I'll-
happening there now?
There's a good one on
no.
Facebook. I
That's
saw.
old Cobalt's already
Hey,
demolished.
I'm just asking.
But
We
that-
can't get away with that anymore.
But I did find
Time
out
delay's not that long.
that beautiful new granite top that they put in at the old Cobalt, all of that got moved to the new.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that tells you what the bar shape looks
yeah, I
like.
think it's probably the same.
Similar to that,
Yeah.
but it's the room is huge. The tables, I saw a picture. Kat doesn't know how I know about this, but I texted her yesterday. I said I saw a picture. Your new tables are beautiful. A guy who has been doing a lot of woodwork in the area did their tables,
Okay.
and they're just beautiful.
Oh, cool.
So I'm very curious on Friday to see how the new setup is for all of them.
Don't we
But
get to go to the friends and family? Her kids aren't going. Because
do
of
you
their
work?
age.
Do you work tomorrow night?
I'm off.
Then we're going. You'll go with me. What have you
Yeah.
been doing?
I gotta be Ann Guest in this
So-
story?
No.
Thank you, Clayton.
No,
It's
don't worry
been
about it.
Doug
I'm no
Wilkins.
guest.
It's been
so
wonderful
It's fine.
guest hosting. I do appreciate Jenny does think I need a raise. so.
Also,
Can
we
double
all
my
get a
current
fucking
salary.
raise.
We all do, but unfortunately, there's been tariffs on
Yeah.
Tariff
on,
bill.
on web media.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, and I use,
The
way,
tariffs.
I use up way too much of the pool PTO.
The
We're just-
tariffs have put a salary increase on
Yeah.
hold, Jenny.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get
When
back
the,
to
Right,
you.
Chinese,
Yeah.
when the Chinese get their
Congressman.
raises,
Yeah.
you'll get yours.
You should write your
So-
Congress.
Is that how that works?
We'll find out.
so
99 days, 98 days from the midterms. Vote.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
So
people.
yeah,
Come on.
I'm happy to be here again and happy to come back in the future. So I've been doing my schizophrenic kind of life of
I love that.
my fantasy life of really feeling like I don't work, and then with the imminent August 16th start date of classes.
Elvis's
To
birthday.
return
I
to
wish
my-
you Elvis's birthday.
My
No, no,
birthday.
Elvis's death day.
Death Day,
Madonna's
Madonna's
birthday.
birthday. Yes, I knew there was a reason for August 16th. I mean, aside from the fact that there's 15 and 17, you got to put something in between them.
Right.
Between us, right.
So that's really been it. I have just been trying to enjoy
the nuts.
the last of my
Sure.
unscheduled freedom and balance that with doing work, which has just led to procrastination.
Fair point. yeah.
Poverty and procrastination have overtaken my
If
life.
they ever
so
offer a course on procrastination at
That's-
ASU, you let me know.
I
'cause I'll
will.
be the,
We'll
the-
co-teach that
I'll
one.
get an A.
But will you take it? Or will you be like, nah,
Yeah,
maybe next
maybe.
season?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'll do it later.
So otherwise,
I'm just
nothing.
gonna
I
finish
have
this
nothing.
movie.
Otherwise,
Nothing else
it-
going on.
Okay,
All things are good.
that's good.
Yeah.
Did you, now, when you were here last week, we were talking about
Yes.
the massage parlor
Oh,
that's
yes.
over on Central.
So the meeting, the Pearson Place
Right.
meeting is tomorrow.
Right,
at
tomorrow
6,
night
So I'm
at-
gonna go.
At Fame, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go. The police are gonna be there. And it's
You got arrested at a massage
Ex-
parlor?
Exactly.
No,
I'm working.
no.
I'm
Oh,
working there part time.
I forgot you
I
weren't
It's a
agree.
here.
long
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
That's right.
So Al, we'll give Al. How about a quick update?
Let's update Al.
So Al,
Is
right
it going to be
across.
like a quick Al story?
No,
That'll
this
be
will
much
actually be
faster than
quicker.
that.
Okay, good.
So across the street from Hula's
Challenge
and
accepted.
Fame is Torch Theater. You know
Oh,
those
yeah, yeah.
old things. And above Torch Theater is this sketchy space that says open, has a little open neon sign and no other signage. And it's like a massage parlor. But evidently someone got on the neighborhood app that Clayton and I are on for the neighborhood here and was talking
Because we've got
about-
nothing better to do,
Exactly.
so we just want to be in everybody's business, right?
That's
Exactly.
some free
And
time
that is
there.
that is the
I'm on
best.
that app as
That
well.
is
I
the
like
best
it.
place to
I
get
like
in
it.
everybody's business.
Yeah.
But this one young lady that lives in the apartments, the 4-story apartments across the street, and works. She said she works somewhere in there, like in Hulu's and somewhere in there. And she just said, I have been paying attention to it, and it's very sketchy. It's looks like an illegal kind of massage parlor thing
And she
going
was
on.
worried because of the
Sex
women,
trafficking.
like sex trafficking. Women
And
were coming down
the
chasing
and
men,
the
chasing after guys.
chasing teenage boys.
Yeah.
She said
You
it looked
didn't
like
pay
they
your
were.
tab. You didn't
Yeah,
pay your
no,
tab.
that's exactly
Oh,
right.
and we go straight to racism.
I'm just saying.
Not my fault today.
So anyway, hate to just rehash that, but she was very concerned about this, and it looks really disturbing.
Well done.
So she didn't know if anyone else had looked into this. She said she's Googled it. There's nothing. There's no trace of that address. Like you can't. There's just like nothing.
And with all those teenage boys in the area that are
exactly.
jogging,
No, that's exactly what she said.
we're all looking.
So anyway, we're gonna investigate this.
They're cute.
We want to know what the hell's going on, and I'm gonna find
Just
out
leave
tomorrow.
my neighborhood
Well
alone.
done. I'm looking forward Lord.
Yeah,
me,
I'll give
no
you guys
way.
an update.
I don't date children.
So
Nope. I
just
need
weird that
a-
that's happening right
okay.
there in our neighborhood.
Window shopping is different.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, you two are from hell.
Hot
You wait,
strapping
7
lads
years
running
of
up
this-
and down my street. They may or may not be wearing underwear.
7 years of this show, and you're just realizing that?
Yeah,
I
just
gotta look.
just now. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure.
Plus, they all look 25.
They didn't build them like that when we were in school. I don't know what happened. I
yeah,
guess
that's-
it's all the growth hormones and all the food now because.
It might be that exercising.
It's that gluten-free bullshit.
Ooh, is it
I-
the exercising?
I never tried that.
I
so
never did either.
I never gave that a whirl.
It's all about the gluten-free diet.
I never found a bar I could run out of.
That's funny.
I could walk briskly to it.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's it.
No.
So yeah, so you're going to be on it. So we may have to figure out a way to get you roped into next week's show so you can give us an update on
Sure.
that somehow. I'm not sure
I'll stop by.
how. Oh, you could do that, or maybe we could. I'd love to do live call-ins,
Okay.
or even if we can figure out a way to do a video
Yeah.
chat, that'd be fun too.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm open
I
to
like
the
it.
idea.
Well, figure our technical people will get back in touch.
Okay,
with you.
thank you.
Very nice.
Now,
Yeah.
Marn, you went somewhere, didn't you? Did you take
Did
another
I?
trip?
I don't remember. California? I told you about that though.
Okay, so you haven't been anywhere since that one.
No, just Aaron's school at this point.
Okay.
You know, and tonight I'll have to go home and bleach my hands because I've looked down and they're disgusting. I've been cleaning them, and it doesn't matter because I've been cleaning that room of hers. Her
Why?
New room. Because it's disgusting.
Right, but what are
And last year you were
because
scraping gum
because
off of
yeah,
Right, but
everything.
why
Red
are-
for Ed isn't paying for any of
but
this
she's
shit.
moved to a new and better school. Why are there not people that do this?
No.
Wow.
No, and whoever I was sending text messages
For,
as
by
I
the way,
was trying to, like,
for listeners
sorry,
who are
my
for,
bad.
for listeners who are unfamiliar, Marnie's partner is a school teacher here in the in the Valley of the Sun.
Teaches high school, and I'm not sure. I mean, quite frankly, and I know that this is a little too much, but again, why I washed my hands so many fucking times? Because I'm not sure if I scraped up mayonnaise or what.
Just say mayonnaise.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
Stick with
'cause
mayonnaise.
That was fucking troubling, and then
Botulism.
I mean, honest to God, I may or may not have caught Zika, so you all might want to be careful.
Oh, that's great.
I know. And it was just disgusting. It was like, what is wrong? First of all, I'm sending her text messages saying, what the fuck? Anyone who's getting Red for Ed money, they have
Right.
to have the clean classroom before they leave, or they don't get shit.
Right.
Because there's no. If I wasn't doing this, and I'm not patting myself on the back, I'm saying she
Then
was
those
in
children be
meetings
sitting in
yesterday.
mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Right. And what does that tell the kids? Like Aaron and I were talking
The
about
mayonnaise
when
is
they
not as
come
good as
back.
Miracle Whip.
There you have it.
See?
But when they come back, it's like, oh, your school is it's not really
Disgusting.
clean, and so
Yeah.
we don't really care. It was just too much. It was, and we're not done cleaning, and so we have quite a bit left tomorrow. Actually, I was just scrubbing the walls today,
Wow.
Yeah.
When does school start back up?
Monday.
Okay.
Monday, and she was able to get in today. But I mean, honestly, like I have to go home and bleach my hands. They're
Yeah, you can wear gloves.
disgusting. Well, I didn't realize.
I have to
didn't
put on lotion while I
I
listen
know.
to this.
Well,
story.
I didn't.
I have a hand sanitizer right here, and we have a
oh,
gallon still over there.
no,
Can I just squirt
I
it
feel
down
better
with
now.
it, or should
You
I aim
can
for anywhere
now. You
specific?
can do whatever you need
you like?
because it's fine. I've been using it
That
all
seems
day.
like a-
Yeah, but I'll take some more.
She
I'm
might
fine
need the
with
family-sized portion of that.
Oh, I felt like I
Pass that down to the young lady.
kind of felt like I bathed in it. Don't worry. There you go.
mayonnaise?
Thank you. No, this.
You have to pay extra for that.
Try not to take baths in found
No.
mayonnaise. It's a helpful
I
hint.
couldn't. It was so difficult, and it's not about the custodians.
They have custodians in your
They
doing this shit?
apparently do, but let me rephrase that. Yes, it is about the custodians, but it's also about who the fuck is this teacher?
How is it getting?
That's-
And how is it
allow
getting
me
that
to do
dirty?
this.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that?
How is it getting that dirty?
That's
oh
what-
my, that's what I'm saying. Like this
That's
isn't
the part I'm curious about.
Until next, and I can only wait until next year
Because I just want
to see, like, with that room.
my guess
and
on what the mayonnaise is. I don't want to watch that happen in the
I'm
classroom.
saying you're correct,
It's glue.
and I'm hoping, and but the whole thing.
Wait, she
what?
teaches where's glue come into high school?
Dead horses.
Sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
I just guessed it.
No, that's fair. It's
It's
an
not,
obvious,
it's not
an
bad.
obvious answer to a
Yeah.
simple question.
By the way, now that I'm thinking about that, give me a second.
You're gonna drink it now.
Just gonna have a little shot of that.
God.
But
Horses.
yeah, it just one,
Yeah.
2.
my God.
Yeah. So next
That
year
caught me
at
off
this
guard.
time, we'll go ahead and we'll make a little note. Next year at this time,
Yeah.
I will be able to let you know if it's about the teacher or if it was just that group of students
Yeah.
or what, because I'll
gotta
be able
nest
to
cam
take a
this
look.
shit and find the dirty
I'm
little fuck
saying.
bit.
Oh, that's
To
it.
be able to
Smears
look and
mayonnaise.
see,
That's a good
like,
idea.
who is the person.
I'm sure it's against some law.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I would actually think that
Not-
in modern day, I would think actually every classroom would actually have a camera in it just to monitor
no.
activity.
We got to identify the
Probably
shooter
too
somehow.
expensive.
Right, exactly.
Well, like
now
for
they can
now-
print
No,
them out
that
of-
would cost $5,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we can't have
the
that.
The NRA's
Doug
probably
Sorry.
against that. Yeah.
Ducey, Doug Ducey said no.
No. Doug
Yeah,
Ducey-
Doug Ducey said no. The
Yeah.
NRA told him to say
We're
no.
still at what pay rates from like 20
Right.
years ago, so
Yeah.
we're not going to get any
Well,
raise for
and
that.
they were supposed to get this $2,000,
Yeah.
and it was going to be this bonus of this and this that. Well, they just couldn't do the two separate checks, so it was supposed to be $2,000 and $700,
Yeah.
and they just kind of put it together at $2,000.
Yeah, it's like new
The
math.
no 700. So
Yeah, just the new
that-
math
Just the
that's
new math.
happening.
Then that got cut. So
It
yeah.
happens. It happens.
Yeah. But so that is truly what has been going on kind of for the last week. Just trying to keep her calm about the fact that she wasn't able to get in last week. And usually you have a couple weeks before going back. But so we're just cleaning and cleaning. And
You're the best girlfriend in the whole fiance in the whole
Yeah.
world.
I would be saturating that
That's
whole room
sweet,
with like
but-
ammonia and disinfectant. Just
Yeah,
let it run down the
exactly.
walls.
Well, that's
and
what-
mop
I
it
would
up.
For
silkwood
days.
shower her every time
Right.
she came
Yes,
home.
right.
I work in a
exactly.
hospital.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'd be like, oh no, bitch, you're dirtier.
Right. No.
It was. We've been together 7.5 years. I can tell you, I've done this with her
yeah.
for the last 7 years, and
Yeah.
This is not.
But like
I've not
every
seen
classroom
anything like this.
isn't like the teacher and their significant other cleaning, right?
No.
Like,
And that's the thing. We're beside ourselves. There are some people that are just in there just cleaning, and other ones that just walk in and put their shit down, and I'm like,
start teaching.
how?
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
put some,
Do
some
you-
white chalk around the mayonnaise
Right.
and move on.
Yes.
Like, I can't
Well,
imagine. How do you
yeah, I
start
know.
your day like that?
Ugh.
Your year.
Channel 12 should come in and do a swab and just see what's growing in your
Well,
classroom.
yeah. Well,
Next
exactly.
Next at 5:30.
And this is in the English classrooms, not in science.
Yeah.
You know, like
Wow.
that's it. So
or the locker room.
right.
Ooh.
So that's been kind of fun, shall we say?
Yeah.
New and interesting.
There's someone in the YouTube chat room named Snowstall
Hi,
Hi,
Snowstall.
Snowstall.
that wanted to know if we took call-ins, and I said,
Unfortunately, right
No.
now we technically cannot, but I do want to be able to get back to that. So, so we will let you know. Well, that's cool. But let
Thank
us
you
know
for
where.
asking, though.
Where
That's
does
great.
it say where they're from? by
no,
any
and
chance?
I'm waiting for a response.
Okay.
Well-
If you can, if it's possible for you, you could go to qtalkchat.com and get in the main chat room that we see a lot more because there's two screens
But then
here.
the show turns off if you're watching on an iPad. That's what I kept doing last week.
Oh, I
would
see.
go to.
Oh, I see.
So
the
I had to
problem.
like.
Yep.
I was on this
But
on my phone and
if
the
you've got a-
tiniest letters.
If you've got another device that you could join in that other chat room or something, that would be great too. But otherwise,
Yeah, but if you could let us know where you're from.
where you
and,
from? How'd you find
quite
us?
frankly, go ahead and let us know your gender.
Yes.
But
How you
only-
self-identify.
Only real, or how you self-identify.
doesn't
Only
mean-
I'll pay attention.
yeah,
but,
it doesn't mean we'll
understand.
we'll remember it. Any of us, yeah.
Al might write it down. Clayton won't.
We'll see how that goes.
I
attention.
score a solid C+ on the
Yeah,
on the
I
self-identified.
fail.
sheet.
I'm
Yeah, I
fail
know. Yeah,
miserably.
that's true.
Yeah, it's all right.
Anyway,
He needs the curve.
that's all. That's all.
Yeah, that's wrong.
It's good.
Yeah,
I
all
like
right.
it. Yeah.
Well, for me, it's just been the offers pouring in for different projects here and there. I have a meeting tomorrow down at the Bliss Rebar for their list of stuff that they need done. I spent a few hours yesterday, and I'm going to spend a few hours tomorrow in a house remodel that they're doing where all of the contractors can't be bothered with, and the stuff that I love. They go in, they have a designer that goes in and blue tapes on walls where they want towel racks hung, mirrors hung, not light switches, but like all of the little accessories that go
Yeah,
about
the
it.
light things. I know
No,
what you mean.
not that, but like just a hook where a towel goes and a towel ring and the toilet paper holder on the wall and all of these things. I just get to go in and install them, and all these other people work around me and leave me alone because
love it.
they can't be bothered with all this little shit.
Oh,
I'm like,
because usually they just leave the plug and you have to go in and
Yeah.
put the
no,
plate
they
on.
haven't.
They've
No,
done that?
Well, they've already done that, but I have told them that I don't want to touch anything electrical just because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a liability issue.
I just meant the face plate because a lot of places when you buy them, they're
Yeah.
bare and they let
Right.
you
No,
'Cause
there's
there's some power in choosing that bullshit.
they've done everything their own with that, so I didn't have to do it. But hanging some shelves and doing things, so it's kind of fun just to be in the mix of all of the stuff that's going on, and then I get to walk away and leave, and I don't have to clean up anything.
Nice.
And isn't that a genius idea? And I'm shocked that none of us thought of it. To call real estate agents and be like, okay, the honey-do list that you need to get your
Yes.
house ready to go to market when
Right.
you're busy with life.
And even
Honey-do
Such a
right
great
here.
idea.
and even if
Yeah,
it's not a remodel,
genius.
a
That's a
lot of
good
places
niche.
they want to stage it, or they want to, we need to
Yeah.
fix this, that, or the other, paint something.
Oh,
little
that's what I mean.
shit.
Yeah, it's the honey-do list because
Right.
they'll
So-
be like, well, we can settle like this, but then you're gonna have to settle, or you could fix the baseboard and
Right.
paint
You know,
that
it's
post.
a not obvious part of staging, but an important. When people think staging, they think like karate chopping the pillow, and you
Yeah.
know,
Right.
But it's an important part of staging because that's a money piece of the
Yeah.
of the
Oh,
house.
sure.
And
Well,
even
and
if it's just a cosmetic something.
Absolutely.
An accent wall in a
Yeah,
room changes the entire
exactly.
thing.
That's what I mean. Like it's
That is
Yeah.
that.
So I
that
got
a good
connected-
see,
way-
it's.
I love that idea.
I got
I was
connected
like,
to
that was
that
a fucking genius
through
idea.
another friend who does a
glad
lot
I
of
had
interior
it.
design work. I got connected
Mm-hmm.
to that. So anyway, been running around doing all that stuff, and I don't know why this is just.
Let's check mark that because my wheels are spinning
Okay.
now. But for
Yeah,
after
so
the show, I have some.
A lot
I
of
just have some thoughts
things
on
with that, and I think because we've talked so long on this, I don't think do we need to do an obsession or anything, a segment or no.
I'll just make mine entertainment.
I would just. Well, then I'm going to tell you two things that I watched documentary wise over the past week. I watched two documentaries that were fascinating. I was telling my mom about one of them just the other day. It's a brand new documentary about Robin Williams called "Come Inside My Mind."
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
Mm-hmm.
interesting to follow along in his crazy world. I didn't realize that he was with John Belushi the night Belushi died
Yeah.
in '81.
Wow.
I
At the
didn't
Chateau
realize-
Marmont.
They, like, he was partying with him that night. I didn't
Yeah.
realize.
Yep.
But it's really interesting because the documentary shows a lot of outtakes and from different shows that were, they're doing a scene and something happened or he broke up and did something funny. It's very interesting to go through the whole thing, and it almost is exhausting to watch because he goes so
yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
He is kind of exhausting
There's a
when
lot.
you watch him.
There's a lot because it takes a lot of energy to keep up with him. But it
Oh,
was
him
really
on
interesting.
stage, his
Yeah.
stand-up was just.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we
yeah.
talked about when he died. That one from 2003, where he is just on fire and hadn't been added in a little while, and it was the HBO concert.
Was
2003.
it the one at Carnegie Hall?
I don't remember where it's from, but
Oh,
it's
no,
the
not
one where he
Carnegie
does.
Hall. The Met. He did a comedy series at the Met, which was like huge.
Yeah.
He came back, and it may have been about that era.
Yeah, it
He needs to be in that stand-up mode, though. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember James Lipton from
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah, when
And
he
I
did
love
his-
that.
loved him.
And this is, I'm not trying to be mean about it, just wrong format. But Robin Williams, when he was on there, it was just awful.
Yeah.
Poor James Lipton is trying to ask him questions.
Right.
And he would get up, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
he just riffed into it, and he's running around
Right.
the stage. And he's
He'd do
like,
10
he was doing
minutes.
his act.
Right.
But it's like, and all the students are like, oh
Yeah,
no.
right.
Like, it was horrible.
yeah, and
But
It was
you
a
know,
lot like him
he
on a
just-
talk show.
Yeah, exactly.
It was,
He
yeah,
just,
and it's one of those things where
can't
that
be
shows
contained.
more about like the craft and learning
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
like those are
Yeah.
people that want to know like how do you get there. Not
He had
I
no
can't
answers
just,
to
oh,
those
he had no
questions.
answers. It just the insanity just
yeah,
lived.
right.
Yeah.
So I watched that, which was very interesting. Other people talking about it. So if you've got a chance, I
Sure.
believe
It's on HBO,
Is it on
right?
HBO or is it on
HBO.
HBO.
Is it HBO?
Yeah.
So that was very interesting. Actually, I think I watched mine on. God, is it HBO?
Yeah.
I swear
I
I
have
watched it
something
on.
that- yeah,
on,
it's a documentary.
what's the other Netflix? Maybe
No.
I watched it on HBO.
It
Anyway,
has to be HBO.
Well, I did watch this one on HBO, which this was fascinating, troubling to me, and I think I don't know if we've talked about this before or not. The documentary is called "Mommy Dead and Dearest." It is the story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who it's a story of Munchausen by proxy.
Oh, yeah.
Oddly, it's in Springfield, Missouri, which is
Yeah.
an hour outside of my hometown in Missouri. It's the story of the daughter, Gypsy, who was fine, but her mother, the entire life, convinced her she couldn't walk. She was
right.
She was unhealthy.
Yeah.
She had leukemia.
Right.
She had cancer.
Cancer.
She had all of these things, and she kept getting money and grants and funding for stuff, and somehow convincing doctors to prescribe stuff and agree with what she was diagnosing. And then when people started questioning in whatever town they were in, she would move to a new town. It was really interesting. The girl got connected to a boy who was on the spectrum, was not all there, online in one of like a chat room or whatever. And then he came to the town they lived in, and he killed the mother.
Oh,
It's
wow.
a
Yeah.
crazy little, and the girl is currently in prison,
and
as is he.
and as a woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a woman. But it's just interesting.
No, but I mean, came across as a young girl for years and years and years.
Oh, still
While
is.
she was older.
right. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's in her late 20s now,
Yeah.
I think, but still, to
But
talk to her,
had,
she's
like
14.
to have this little voice
She's got a
and
little voice.
everything, and it
There's
was
always-
like,
Oh my
was.
God.
But that was her
Oh.
voice.
But that's-
apparently,
Yeah.
truly.
She wasn't faking it.
No,
Yeah.
that and
Oh, how
so she
disturbing.
presented.
But it's an interesting
Very-
thing. If you
oh,
can find it, it's called
wild.
Mommy.
I always think there's something psychologically.
Oh.
That's the minute that the trigger was
Well,
set
you
when
would-
somebody has that childlike voice.
Baby
like,
Yes.
voice.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree. Well, and you would they had
There's
she had
just
a
something
pantry
dark.
door, like a linen closet, where you open the door and it was just medications.
Oh yeah, I'm
Like,
sure it was. That wasn't
just
that wasn't in the
full.
documentary I saw.
Yeah.
They didn't show that, but it was all about
my God.
all of the like. A town came out and built a fucking ramp at her
Yeah.
house so the girl
Yep.
could, because she was confined to a wheelchair, which she wasn't. I
And
mean,
then she
the girl
got up
could-
Had
and
she ever
danced in the
walked?
snow or did
Yeah.
something, and
Oh,
they
okay. So
saw
she
it.
was.
Oh no, the girl could walk.
Oh, okay, no, but I wasn't sure if.
But the city didn't know it, and all of a sudden somebody's like, you know, she can walk, right? And then it started to unravel, and so she would move again. But finally in Springfield, they were from somewhere in Arkansas, and finally they got to Springfield, Missouri, and that's when.
I just find that subject, the Munchausen by proxy, just
Yeah.
absolutely fascinating.
Fascinating.
I don't-
It's
I'm
my
like,
favorite,
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
I
favorite
know,
disease.
me too. I don't know why.
Well,
but
that
and
is
they-
your
favorite
yeah,
disease?
no, but I mean, it
Folia
really
do
is.
and
It's,
and Munchausen by, and they're both
yeah.
kind of Folia do is where you're suffering from something psychologically.
So
So
I'm
I
gonna
So
suffer.
it's,
I'm gonna suffer
what
from
it's
it.
also known as is Katie June disease.
Oh, I've been feeling that too, Katie June.
well,
No, no, no,
What's
no.
the matter
no,
with
it's,
Katie?
No, it's
I'm
not.
kidding,
It's
I'm
not
kidding.
that. It's that you actually like display the symptoms. Like, so let's say you know someone that's
Oh,
schizophrenic.
Not hypochondria.
you act
I'm just
schizophrenic.
kidding,
Katie
You
June.
actually manifest
Yep.
their disease.
say that what it's called again.
Folia do.
Okay, so check this out.
Oh.
Years ago, now we're going to go down that rabbit hole if we have a minute for that. But
Take a minute.
There was this thing about where someone else has something, you know, and then you get it in Marin County. Is that where San Francisco is? The super wealthy enclaves around there. They identified this very bizarre thing they called it Marin County disease. So this captures kind of the rich kind of just weird people there. But one woman would get like Epstein-Barr syndrome or something, and she would have this, right? But of course, her friends would be like, "Oh, I think I have it too," or something. And so it whipped through this like psychosomatic disorder where they were all like exhausted and headaches, but they were manifesting these symptoms, and then they were going to the doctors, and they're like, "There is nothing wrong with you." And they finally identified it was just this like this thing, you have it, and so I'm like,
It was a
copying
coffee
it.
clutch.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden,
yeah.
well,
No,
I have it. You're gonna have it.
Exactly. It was like you had to one. Someone was getting attention. You're not. But it was weird as they were actually like having the actual symptoms,
Right.
though. They were.
And that's Folia do. Like,
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that there was a name for that. So
Wow.
I thought I just find stuff like that absolutely fascinating.
My apologies, Katie.
You're just screwed up in a different way.
But
Sorry.
no, but that's
Something totally different.
anybody who's ever gone through medical school or nursing school or anything. Like every disease you learn about, you have.
Oh, yeah, you've talked about that. I
That's
remember
like
you
going
saying
on
that, yeah.
WebMD. Oh my God,
I have that.
yeah.
I have
Don't
that
ever do
sometimes.
that.
My ear hurts occasionally. Oh my God.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that happened.
I have a brain tumor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so that's it. So let's go into this now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time because we finally got here to tease. Oh, I tried. Oh, I hate when I do the wrong one. It's all right. We'll get there. It's our headline segment. DMV worker sleeps on job and does not get fired.
Blow up doll abductions.
I am fascinated with snake oil.
Pooping on the track.
Woman shoots husband for buying porn.
Taking drugs and Donald Trump.
I got a dick pic.
Movie pass failing.
And traffic tickets for slowpokes in Idaho. These and other titillating stories coming up moments from now, right here on Q Talk America. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back after this. It's Q Talk America. Stay here.
David, what does burning smell like?
You're listening to Q Talk America.
Educates, syncopates, radio communicates, radio, the sound of year-round pleasure.
is the Hugh Talk America Radio Network.
Oh my God, we're back. You know, that 2 minutes, that goes really, really quick if you're running in to get food out of the kitchen that Marnie's mom brought. Hi, everybody. It's Clayton McKee alongside the rest of the cast of the show. We are here in Studio C in Phoenix, Arizona on a Tuesday night. Thank you very much. This is chicken salad, right? Chicken pasta salad, something that's lovely. Now, my friend DJ, who is off camera, not involved in the show, he brought a gift for us. These are frozen vodka martini popsicles from Costco. We're going to have to, it'll be great. If you missed the first hour, you can listen back to it. Show 352. Marnie's mom showed up in the middle of the first hour and brought us food, so you can watch her or listen to her little mini interview as she was here. Doug Wilkie's here. Marnie Ryer, that's Al Perkins, and we're starting our headline section right here on hour 2. Hi, everybody. A California Department of Motor Vehicles employee. Well, she slept 3 hours a day on the job for nearly 4 years.
Oh, I love this story.
All while her supervisors knew. Now, this according to the state's auditor's report released last Tuesday. And guess what? The employee is still employed there. Between February 2014 and December 2017, the employee snoozed through an estimated 22 hours of work.
Wow.
Worth of work, costing California taxpayers a little more than $40,000. This according to the audit. The worker, who was not named in the report, is a data operator responsible for updating information on address changes and new vehicle ownership forms. Now, according to the report, a typical data operator averages about 560 documents a day, but this in particular worker was averaging about 200, leaving the other data operators to pick up the slack while she took a nap. In addition, her colleague said that her work was routinely filled with errors when she was awake. The worker's supervisors had been aware of her misuse of the time, but, quote, failed to take disciplinary or medical action against the employee.
Medical action? What's medical action? Are you going to hit her with a dart?
We're going to get there. After the initial efforts to address her conduct proved unsuccessful. This according, again, to the audit. In November 2016, the worker's request for reasonable accommodation was denied. Then 2 months later, the worker's physician indicated that she could perform all of her duties. She was not impaired in any way. DMV officials told state auditors that they did not pursue disciplinary action against the worker because her behavior had not been properly documented by staff.
Paperwork.
Remember, we said documentation.
If it isn't written down,
It didn't happen.
Yep.
Previous disciplinary attempts were found by legal and human resources staff to have not been appropriate language necessary for such disciplinary action.
Are we allowed to have knives?
Despite the
Not me.
just don't run with it. Despite the employee failing to correct her behavior, the employee's supervisors did not.
This is not going to end well.
Apparently not.
Oh, something
Not
happened
starting
here.
well.
Al is cutting open a vodka martini
Notice I didn't need to do
popsicle.
that. I just got to that shit.
How'd you get to it? All right. Pray
Ripped it
continue,
apart.
sir. Open
Despite
that.
the employee failing to correct her behavior, the employee's supervisors did not initiate adverse action within the state's progressive discipline process to ensure that her behavior did not continue. Now, further on, the audit said proper documentation was completed in 2018, and the employee was repeatedly warned that she could be disciplined for sleeping on the job. Now, state auditors recommended that DMV take action against the supervisors who actually failed to discipline the worker. The agency told state auditors that it is that in the training, supervisors, quote, on the importance of following the state's progressive discipline process. All this sounds like is just a bunch of bullshit and red tape because Marge likes to snooze over here all day long.
Right.
The DMV is now consulting with human resources to determine the next steps to take with the employee, the report says. The case, now get this, the case was one of nearly 1,500 instances of alleged improper governmental activities investigated by the California State Auditor's Office over the past year.
Wow.
So there's 1,500 people fucking off, taking
Right.
naps, driving city
Watching
vehicles
TV.
that they shouldn't be driving to do their own things, yada, yada, yada. But, I don't know,
Should I
California.
refreeze these? Is anybody else ready for a popsicle?
I'm not ready just yet.
I'm not ready yet.
Okay. What
Delicious.
flavor?
That
Delicious.
sounds wonderful.
What flavor?
Okay, that is crazy.
Yeah,
That
and that's
story is
something.
crazy.
I mean, hell, who wouldn't want to be paid to sleep on the job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that out how we can do that.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so police seek blow up doll sex bandit.
They haven't caught me yet.
Well, this is an Australian man, but with tonight's theme,
however
who
we
knows, right? However you
self-identify.
self-identify.
He's going down under the
It's not
hole.
I try not to
It's
ask
not
personal
Jenny. She has a
questions.
vajayjay.
An
it's not
Australian
Bianca.
man broke into 3 adult shops, had sex with blow-up dolls named Jungle Jane, and then dumped his plastic conquest in a nearby alley. Local media reported Wednesday. It's totally bizarre. It's a real concern that someone like that is out on the street, said one of the owners of the adult sex
That's a
shops.
fair assessment.
Exactly. In Cairns in North Queensland State. He has been taking the dolls out the back and blowing them up.
Well, at least you didn't take them from the back.
Yeah.
I guess there's a
And
difference.
blowing them up and using the dolls and then leaving them in the alley. The owner who gave the name
Well,
of
you can't sell it as
Vogue.
new.
Yeah.
Slightly
I like
soiled.
the owner's name though.
consignment store.
The owner's name is Vogue. Told the Cairns
course it
Post
is.
newspaper.
She's lovely.
Police told Cairns Post that scientific officers had taken DNA samples, fingerprints, and pictures of the crime scene.
Of the inflatomate.
That's all I
Remember,
got
it's
on
an
that
act
one.
of violence.
So is it?
It's not
though?
about the
this
sex.
This is crazy and silly, but like, is the only crime going on there just stealing a doll? Because it's not.
Oh no,
is it
there's
assault?
there's a couple against
But can
nature.
you assault plastic?
Actually,
Like,
it's, it's actually assault
Is
and
it?
inflation. It's 2 crimes.
I just like how
yeah.
he's using him and then discarding him outside of the Jungle Jane.
She's nothing to him now.
Nothing.
She gave up her flower, also plastic.
Right. Slightly soiled as well.
This is how grown-ups eat
Yes.
a popsicle.
That's a good idea.
I know, I'm full of them.
Continue.
Yeah.
Is that the end
That's
of that
it.
one?
That's the
Oh my
short
God.
one.
Ms. Ryer?
Well,
This is tasty.
I'm sure it is. I'll get to mine in a minute. I gotta unlock a door.
now
Turns
this
out lemon and vodka.
Because I don't want to fight with that whole
lemon
plastic
drop?
situation. I want
oh,
I want to do it that way.
this watermelon lemonade is delicious. Fuck.
Now in local news, lesbian
Yeah.
enjoys a watermelon slushy.
Marty! Oh my God!
Oh,
Clayton, you have to watch that on
No.
the whatever the review.
I don't ever want to see a replay of that.
Why did I just walk you?
Marnie
Nothing. I was just
giving
drinking a
fellatio to
Yeah.
the
She filleted.
she filleted her
I'm
popsicle.
drinking a slushy.
Marnie, do you have something to tell us about your sexuality? Is it more fluid than we thought? Or?
Well, it's a little frozen.
Cat's on her way. You might want to move your bag.
You people.
I like that you think there's one bag.
Well, she can stay sitting there. Just the bag.
As
has
we
to-
settle in for 3 hours, and she unpacks the.
Hey, I've heard about Gilligan and that fucking 3-hour tour. I know how it can turn out. I'm gonna be prepared.
Yeah, you're not gonna be in that
I
same
gotta
one.
get off that fucking island.
That
is
one
what I'm
goddamn
saying.
gingham dress for 12
For
seasons.
real.
What part of this seems like the minnow to you?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
So, if
What
you
color
get
is
a
my pee
dick
gonna be?
pic,
What color do you want it to be?
well,
Well, I think this is shocking. You know what I mean? This came out of me. I'd get me quick to a doctor.
Uranium.
All right, I'm sorry.
Marnie, do tell a story.
Tell your own urine story.
well. So this girl receives a dick pic, and the
Lucky.
guy's kind of creepy. I mean, it is a dick pic. So she sent it to his grandma.
Oh,
Cause
Yes,
that's
I
not
heard about.
creepy.
I heard about this. Yeah.
So here's how grandma responded.
did she know it was her
It's
grandson?
been 84 years.
And by
I'm
God,
happy to think somebody thinks I'm still in the game.
Her response was, "Thank you, Jesus."
I know. Who dat?
Yeah. New phone. Who
Oh.
dis?
Who dat?
Who dis? Or have you seen the commercial where the lady's like, yeah, I got it. What the hell is it?
Yeah. Or did she say that's all?
Oh yeah.
Does it come in black?
Who dat?
Does it come in brown?
I think it may have.
Oh, man. All right.
I'm not sure.
You never know.
So there's nothing wrong with seducing a woman, and there are a lot of tasteful ways perhaps to do that, but sending an unsolicited dick pic
to your granny.
maybe isn't one of them.
No.
When a guy who went to the same high school as this gal Tamra contacted her, she responded like a decent human being, giving him the opportunity to catch up. But as the conversation progressed, it became obvious that the dude had other plans. I was getting ready for work and distracted, Tamara wrote. I just wanted him to go away with, out hard feelings, but maybe that didn't happen. I just wanted him, to go away. But their exchange kept getting weirder and weirder, climaxing
Oh.
with an impromptu
Dun-dun-dun.
picture of this gentleman's penis. Insecure and obnoxious, the creep would not step down. He wasn't scary like this in high school either, she said, so I was totally unprepared. Naturally, she took the most reasonable route. She forwarded the screenshots of the entire chat to his grandma.
Oh, so now she knows who it is.
Wait, his grandma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh!
Yeah.
She
I
was
thought she would just pass on to her nana. Go, hey, look at this.
No.
No,
Whole
she was
different-
shaming
whole
him.
different
There
act.
was this kind of whole back and forth. They put the whole thing in here. Hey, sorry, new number. Who is this? That's right. Yeah, you were funny. Here I'm trying to be friendly, and I feel like you're trying to get rid of me. She's like, I legitimately don't know who this is. He's like, it's so-and-so from Algebra 2. Like, all right, when were we there, you dumbass? Anyway, so it goes through this, blah, blah, blah.
Is that your square root?
Yeah, right?
Hey,
Hi,
hey,
what's up?
Calm down.
Anyway, he says,
Can't
I
condone
always
the
had a
puns."
crush on you in school, and I recently gained 50 pounds of muscle and got the last few credits to graduate with my
From high school?
associates in
Oh, okay,
criminology.
there we go. Thank you.
And I feel like I'm good enough for you. Okay, you crazy. Oh, wow, that's very sweet of you, but I'm just getting off a really intense breakup, so I'm not looking right now. I hope you've been well otherwise. Congratulations on all your success, and see you around. I'm not like the other men whom have frittered in and out of your life. I am poetic and considerate.
Oh, that's when
and
Silence of the
can
Lambs right
provide-
there.
Yeah, and I can provide for you, and we can cuddle up on the couch and
Yeah.
not even do anything sexual.
Just
Just
gonna
hold
wear
each
her
other.
as a lampshade.
Yeah. Get in the well. I think you may be jumping the gun a little bit, talking about quote unquote providing
your
for
skin.
me. I'm not interested in a relationship, and I'm 2 years deep in school myself and capable of supporting myself. And so on and on, it just gets fucking weirder and weirder. She's like, I'm beginning to feel a little uncomfortable. Okay, I'm sorry. That was too forward, and I apologize. You're not in the mood for a relationship at this point in your life, and I can respect that. Let's just catch up. Because besides your looks, I always thought you were really cool and going places. What college are you at? Can you go away, sir? What is wrong with this guy? Yeah, sure.
Can't you just block that shit?
You would think, but she was trying, like I said, trying to be nice, and blah, blah, blah. They go back and forth. And he finally, wait, why don't you like me? He says. Like I said, it isn't about you at all. I'm just very busy and inaccessible right now, so I have to leave for work and turn my phone off. Like this, and this has been a long back and forth. She was very patient or stupid. I'm
Is
not
his
sure which.
number on the story?
No. Because I would have already dialed it just to see. He says, oh, okay, I get it. And sends her the dick pic.
Oh.
And she goes, what the fuck? And he's question mark.
Well, it's my dick.
Okay. First of all, you had no right to text me out of the blue soliciting a relationship and sending creepy suggestive messages. Just because you did something nice for me in high school doesn't mean we have a year-long unbreakable bond or something. 2, it is so deplorable and gross that you would send me a wrinkly dick pic unsolicited,
I like the
especially
adjectives.
when I tried very hard to be kind to you in the face of your creepiness. Whoa, unsolicited. Of course. Is a small dick a symptom of blindness?
Oh.
Excuse
I
me,
like
but you
her
just
game.
said you were being nice and kind to me. And what am I supposed
she's our
to?
kind of people.
Yeah.
And what am I supposed to juxtapose from that other than you're being coy? Who is this guy? No, I
wow.
thought it.
Hey, who
I
is she
mean,
used juxtapose?
him.
Yeah.
Oh, he used
He's
that.
using
Oh,
it.
well, he's
He
got
looked
his
it up
degree.
in the
He had
dictionary.
$20.
Yeah, right. You lead
I'll
me
just
on.
buy that word. Yeah.
You lead me on. That's completely unfair. Blah, blah, blah. Well, go fuck yourself, she says, etc. And he writes this long diatribe. Just blah, blah, vomit. I've just sent this entire text chain to your grandmother, she says, after this whole, just...
I do think it's interesting that this woman hasn't had words with him forever, but apparently she's
knows the grandma?
good with Granny.
I know. That's where I was.
interesting.
So, and then he's like, Tammy, you're fucking with me, aren't you? Like this, all different texts.
Tammy,
You're
Tammy,
such a heartless
Tammy.
bitch and not even clever. Hello? Please respond ASAP. My grandmother's fragile. You're fucking with me, right? Tammy, you're a cunt.
I'm afraid I
know I
can't
like
open
him.
the pod bay doors
That's right.
now.
Put the lotion in the bath.
Like everything you're
Is
saying
this
is
how
going
you
straight to
treat
grandma.
someone who's in love with you? Tammy, I know you're reading this. I know you're reading this. Will you respond to me right now or else? Please, my life
Or
is already
else.
difficult right now. Tammy, you didn't send it right. Hello?
I live with grandma.
Hello.
She did send it and went back and forth. The grandmother she said, my mom sends her regards and looks forward to seeing you in church, was the last
There's
thing
your.
that
I
she
was
had
thinking.
sent.
Yeah.
You know, you start off in a town like
Right.
town like my size. I knew
Right.
everybody's
Right.
So
parents and
grandma
occasional
responds
grandparents.
and says, well, this is very awkward. I'm sorry that you had to experience this. I'm not quite sure what to say. When he gets home, rest assured we'll be addressing the sort of conduct. It's unacceptable. Frankly, I think you could have handled yourself a bit more courteously, but I guess that's none of my business now, considering how things escalated. You should know, in case you decide to go out together, that he was a bit misleading or accidentally unclear about his degree. It's his brother that had the criminal sciences
Oh,
degree.
no.
He is not in school at the present time, although he intends to enroll for criminology at a local college when his
Wow.
schedule frees
Show
up.
me on the spectrum where this child is.
Someday.
So I wouldn't want you to be with him under false pretense. I'm sorry you went through that, but I really think he was just confused. That doesn't make it right, but he is a good person. Grandma,
Wow.
going back and forth, right? So
Oh, the
have a
puff.
good night and
Oh, fish
send
up.
my best to the family. I'll see you in school. I see you're in school now. Congrats. I'm not
Wow.
really sure what else to say. And she's like, that's okay, blah, blah, blah. And I'll send him an apology. I'll send him an apology your way for sure or something. Thank you for the thought, but I'd rather he not contact me. I don't care if he's remorseful. Boys will be boys.
Oh, but you got to hope Grandma went home and beat
I
the
don't
shit
know
out of
that
him.
it's a condition or hormones or something you can seek help for, but he does need to be reminded of proper online manners. So rest assured, I'll pass this along. Grandma.
Oh, I think Grandma went home and went ballistic on him.
Oh, I think so too. Just trying to be a good church lady.
Yeah,
though,
exactly,
you
in
know.
public.
Uh-huh.
For listeners disappointed in Marnie's story,
Yeah.
she does normally tell stories about people fucking machinery. In fairness.
Well,
Mechanophiles.
You don't know he didn't fuck a car.
I
No,
don't.
mean, it
I
wasn't.
think he
It
did.
wasn't clear from the end of the story.
We don't know if the picture was of him fucking a car.
It was just a dick pic. You
Oh,
said.
Yeah, but it could have been a
coulda-
dick pic fucking car.
car, yeah.
They
Nah.
weren't very clear.
Due to a lack
That's
of
what I
witnesses.
made it
Is that a Volvo in your picture?
No, it was VW Bus.
VW. Oh.
That's what it always is.
By the way, for those of you
Her
who,
name was Corinne.
I'll make it a slight adjustment. You can see Kat Carlson has entered the studio. She's
Yay.
sitting in her what I'm going to assume is the new uniform look
No,
of the
you gotta
Cobalt.
move-
Well,
Go around the bag.
I can make that smaller. I've never said that before.
If I had a nickel,
If I had a nickel.
I can just take a needle and thread to that and tighten that up for you.
Oh,
Put in that honeymoon stitch. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
actually, here we go. Look at this. Watch the magic of television.
Magic of television.
We just shrunk that little
Oh.
Q-Talk logo.
Ooh.
Now, Kat Carlson is part of on this side of the table for
I know.
one evening.
I've stolen Marnie's mic.
Yeah. Well, she won't.
We can trade places.
She won't. No, it'll fuck up
We
everything.
can share.
That'll be all right.
No, there's a mic right
trade.
there.
Right, but
After I do
but
my
shout
my
it
headline.
out.
she'd has to be over
I'm
there, and then she
fine.
wouldn't be in the shot. And then if she was in the shot, he'd be in
Oh,
the
so
shot.
no, I was assuming
complicated.
she was going to share my mic.
Oh, yeah, she will
That's
do
why I
that.
moved over.
But she can have this mic, and I'll just
Oh my
eat
God.
I'll eat popsicle.
Listen, ladies.
I'm not moving.
Ladies,
Ladies.
y'all just say where the fuck you
There's
are.
more
Alright.
than one peanut butter and jelly sandwich
We'll
in the world.
discuss.
She and Ryer can share because usually Marnie usually does this.
I sit
with the
back
mic
here
anyway.
anyway.
That's
Whatever.
She's
true.
way back off of it anyway.
That's fine.
Al Perkins, ladies and gentlemen, has the floor with his headline story.
So, a superintendent in New Jersey accused of publicly defecating on a local high school track and football field
Oh no.
has resigned from his job. Well, that seems like a logical next step.
Can't imagine why.
Thomas Trebig, let's say Lely, resigned, European, as superintendent for the Kenilworth School District on Thursday night, the New Jersey Star Ledger reports.
Tremaglini.
I agree, Tremaglini.
Tremaglini.
An email to staffers
We can
said
hear you perfectly,
Tremaglini
by the
was
way.
resigned due to events unrelated to his service for Kenilworth. The email continued, has become clear to both Dr. Him.
Tremaglini.
Tremaglini.
Who's it?
And Kenilworth
Tremaglini. It's Tremaglini.
that his continued service as superintendent of schools has become too much of a distraction to the main mission of the district. He was arrested. Do you like the way I did that? He was arrested and accused of defecating on the high school track and football field on a daily basis.
Oh.
Repeat offender.
Sometimes you're on a schedule.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
was
that's a
it-
good point.
Gotta go right now. That's what
Yes.
the commercial
If,
says.
ra-
9:32
if
a.m.
Raisin
He had
Bran, if
Activia.
you Raisin Bran early, by the time you get to second
Yeah.
period,
Bran muffin and a cup of coffee. I guess it's the
Right.
field,
Right.
field
Shitter's
and
full.
track. Yeah.
Just call Jamie Lee Curtis.
Halfway through that second cup.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Done.
he never has a second cup at home.
The allegations received national
Yeah.
attention, and especially puny journalists,
Explain that in a minute.
the pooper intended, especially punny journalists. I didn't even recognize the word pun in a
Punny.
sentence. Dubbed him the pooper intended. His attorney says the accusations
funny.
are falsehoods, and that his client looks forward to his day in court. Is he gonna poop there too?
Maybe.
It's kind of a shitty situation.
All around.
He was making $150,000 a year as a superintendent. Now that he's unemployed, he plans to focus on defending himself in court.
Oh my goodness.
Good on him.
Sponsored by Charmin.
To that end, he notified the Holmdel police on Friday that he plans to file a lawsuit over the mugshot authorities took after his arrest. He claims that the charges against him, public defecation, lewdness, and littering, was the shit, the litter, or the toilet paper?
Paper.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh, that's a
Okay.
good. That we don't know that.
Are all low-level municipal offenses and didn't require a booking photo. So now he knows the laws on shitting in public?
Well, no,
Listen,
I'm not.
if you do something a lot, you learn the laws.
Yeah.
I would like to
Fair
know what
point.
level of shit I can.
Oh,
what
see?
crimes I can commit before a photo's taken. It'd be nice to. That's good
Well,
to know
according
that.
to the next line of this story, it's like getting photographed and fingerprinted for a speeding ticket, his attorney told the paper.
Drop a deuce.
yeah.
Take a picture.
Oh my god.
But don't.
No.
Just-
Put your hands
in case-
behind your
In
back.
case you just tuned in, don't do that.
Please don't try this at home.
Although I'm sure we've talked about this before. Go follow on Instagram the hashtag selfies from the shitter.
Oh.
Funny.
Have we talked about that
not
We
before?
really have, yeah, and it's a thing.
It's hashtag
Selfies from the shitter.
selfies.
So the
I say,
soup-
thanks, Obama.
yeah, the fourth comment.
Thanks, Obama.
The pooperintendent's alleged activities came to light earlier this year.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's what the punny people called him.
Did you use that phrase earlier?
Yeah.
The pooper intendant? Oh, it's just getting to me.
Yeah.
I'm on the delayed
Yeah.
feed. I'm terribly sorry.
Well, you're right up to speed with the chat room. then.
They just got it.
The high school staff and athletic coaches
Right.
told a school resource officer that they were finding human feces at or near the track and
Oh,
football field on a daily basis.
Close.
School staffers monitored the field until they identified Tremaglini as a suspect. But the sergeant declined to tell CBS News how he was identified
Oh, my
as
God.
the subject of whether
That's
or
great.
whether officers caught him in the act. We fed him corn at 8:15. And at 9:32, corn reappeared. We had him dead to rights.
Superintendent's log. 8:32. Corn in.
9:32. Corn out.
Star log.
Star log. Well, it was a log.
That's your Aaron. That
There
way,
you go.
Aaron is-
Yeah.
I'll they'll solve it on Star Trek next week. Rip from the headlines.
Captain's log.
Was he the captain?
That was Tennille. It was smaller.
Muskrat love.
Oh, boy.
Muskrat in.
Too much. Too much.
Poop out.
Sam says to Susie, would you please be my Missy? Oh my God. I didn't know Captain
Okay.
Tennille
Do you
was going to
wanna,
be part of this.
You wanna ice
Oh,
cream?
They
explain,
didn't
explain to
either.
her what that is.
What is happening here?
It's not
delicious.
uranium.
You want some?
I don't know what it is.
My friend DJ brought those frozen Costco vodka
Oh, good God.
popsicles.
No, I have
yeah.
to drive to Scottsdale. I can't do that. There's no way.
You're not leaving for 2 hours.
That's true. You're right. Absolutely. Are
Come
they in the
on.
freezer?
Yeah.
I'll go.
You get yourself
Where
wine
else would
glass,
I
'cause
keep
it's a whole
popsicles?
situation.
That's classy.
Yeah. see?
Where else would I keep popsicles?
We don't know the answer to this question. Stop asking.
Is it a jackal? Is it a jackal? Is it a jackal?
Two turtles. That's all the guesses I got.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Moving on.
Fine, sir.
Moving on.
You're next.
An Arkansas woman was arrested after telling police that she shot and killed her husband because he bought porn. Patricia Hill, who is 69, she called 911 on Saturday to report the shooting herself. Deputies arrived at the couple's home and found her husband, 65-year-old Frank Hill, dead in the backyard shed.
Ooh.
The woman said that she was angry because her husband had ordered porn through their cable provider after she canceled his subscription. Now that statement in the story confuses me because I'm not sure. Did she cancel porn that he had already ordered and he reordered it, or did she cancel cable altogether? I'm not sure. Once again, the statement is the woman said that she was angry because her husband ordered porn through their cable provider after she canceled his subscription. This, according to the Jefferson County Sheriff's
I hope
Office.
you got to enjoy some. I mean, they paid the money.
Sure.
Sounds like they're fighting over the Playboy channel, which isn't as fun as you think it's going to be.
No.
She told authorities that she went into the shed and asked her husband to leave the property. When he refused, she reportedly went back into the house, grabbed a .22 caliber pistol, returned to the shed. She said when she went to the shed a short time later, where she then entered and shot her husband twice, striking him once in the leg and once in the head. Guess which shot killed him?
Leg.
Go, Kat, you have the floor.
Two turtle doves. I hate guessing games.
The leg, Bob. The leg.
Probably the leg, because then he would have fallen over and hit his head.
That's a good catch.
There you go.
Yeah.
At this
You can
point,
bleed right out.
There's a big artery.
I like this line in the story. At this point, investigators don't believe the shooting was an act of self-defense. This, according to KARK television.
Well, he was holding his penis.
Well, he was in his shed. I don't know what shed it was. I mean,
Fair point.
I think it's where he watches porn.
Could be. Yeah.
Hill is currently being held in the Jefferson County Detention Center on felony probable cause for capital murder charges. Wow. My.
Oh.
So don't order
My
porn in
goodness.
Arkansas with an old lady that's your wife.
No.
Well, my first mistake would be getting married, moving to
Arkansas.
Arkansas, and then spending part of my time in a shed.
During the humid
Put the
parts
lotion
of
on.
the year.
Put the lotion on.
Trust me, put the lotion on.
So many things.
The owner of the house real particular. It'll save some time and less time in the
Now,
well.
what I
Just put the lotion on
what
now.
I learned about that story is that parts of Arkansas have cable. That's what
Yes.
I got.
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
go. All
That's
right.
That's
I got
the,
that. Oh.
That's the real
It's a
headline.
selling point for our
It is. I agree.
Arkansas, we have cable.
Yeah,
Parts
for the
in
brief
parts.
time you're alive.
Yeah.
Get in the shed.
You may be murdered for it, but
But you saw it.
but you saw it.
There you go, Mr.
All right.
Wilkie.
I did find the site. If you can, the picture is priceless.
You
If you-
sent me something.
yeah, a Google HuffPost ecstasy,
Okay.
Trump ecstasy pills.
All
Okay.
right.
Oh boy.
Headline: So Trump-shaped ecstasy pills seized by Indiana police through traffic stops. It's a real trump card for Indiana State Police. A crackdown on motorists possessing drugs resulted in more than 100 arrests and the seizure of a vast assortment of dope, including orange-colored ecstasy pills shaped like President Donald Trump's head. State troopers involved in Operation Blue Anvil patrolled U.S. Highway 31 in Miami and Fulton
Highway
County
31.
over 3-day periods twice last month.
You're a mess.
The troopers, teamed with drug-detecting police dogs, concentrated on
Here are the
drugs.
pills. We've got a
when
picture of the pills.
Is that the best thing ever? When they stopped motorists, the effort resulted in 129
God.
criminal arrests on 272 drug-related charges. 48 of the charges were classified as felonies. Troopers seized cocaine, heroin, LSD, methamphetamine, marijuana, psilocybin, mushrooms, edible marijuana, prescription medication,
All in one car?
drug paraphernalia, as well as numerous drugs that have yet to be identified.
Where were they headed? Just asking for a friend.
Yeah, what state was
It's
this?
been a day. Where are they going?
It was in Indiana.
Indiana.
Now, what was
Mike
that S drug?
Pensland.
But the most eye-catching find was orange ecstasy pills shaped like Trump's head. One side featured the face of the president, and the other was stamped with the words "Great Again."
Oh, God.
Well, this one
There
says
we
Trump,
go.
but I can find the other ones.
Oh, okay.
That one
Yeah,
just
the
says
other
Trump.
says "Great Again."
They look like goldfish gone horribly, horribly
I know,
wrong.
right?
They
Or
look like Flintstones.
Flintstones.
vibes.
Oh my
Exactly.
God! Yes, that's what I
Right,
was thinking.
exactly.
Kat.
Mom, I took 2 of the orange vitamins.
The Trump pills resemble 5,000 MDMA pills seized last year in northern Germany. Indiana authorities didn't specify the amount of the drugs they recovered during last month's operation. State Police Sergeant Dan Pruce, I guess, who led the operation, said the patrols should serve as a reminder to drivers to follow all laws.
Sure, that's what I got out of that.
Yeah. So here's
Keep
my
it under 55,
Here's
bitch.
my question I wanted to pose to Al Perkins and everyone else. So
It's kind of you to include us in
Who
this.
still says dope?
well, no.
I was wondering if it actually said
So
dope in
it
the
does.
article.
No, it does say it says
Yeah,
dope.
I can
Did
believe
my
it.
grandma write that?
It's on HuffPost.
My grandma wrote that.
So how do you balance out the counterweights of? Sure, I'd love to take ecstasy, but I'm also it's going to be Donald Trump's head.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean
Right?
that's
like
that's Sophie's
No.
choice right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I
That's
was
where I
gonna
was
have fun
going
at
with
the
that.
party, but I guess
like
not.
No.
I'm going to go ahead and blame Alanis Morissette for me thinking that that's just irony.
Yes. Oh
No.
my God, we're back to iron.
Now, for those of you wondering, if you've not heard of a Flintstone vitamin,
Oh yeah.
we're going to show you a
Yes.
Flintstone. So
Oh, good.
here
Hi,
is
Harrison.
There. Yeah. See, doesn't it look like
the red one in the back. That's Wilma. Then there's Fred and Barney in the foreground, and then Betty is all the way to the right of the picture. So that's why we
there
were
you go.
saying.
Dino in the back on the left.
Yep.
So then you transfer to this, and that's why
See,
we
that's
were
what I
saying
think.
they look similar to a
Yeah.
Flintstones vitamin.
Sure.
What the fuck was that?
That was Fred
That was
Flintstone.
Fred.
Fred Flintstone
How do you not
on.
know?
I haven't seen him in a while.
Wait, what
sorry.
about Fred Flintstone on ecstasy?
faster,
Too far. Too far.
sweatier,
Next
Hey,
caller.
Bonnie!
and looking at Dino real weird.
Real weird.
Too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Bam, 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 bam.
Taking it from Barney from behind.
So I was. Oh god.
That
Not
bam
again.
bam kind
Not
of kind of
again.
party.
Not
Yeah,
again.
exactly. I got a nickel.
So I was gonna go with my
It's gonna take long.
snakes. Yeah. You gave him the floor. So I was just saying. I was going to go with my whole snake oil thing because that was very, very fun.
Okay.
But instead, since the porn, and blow up Jane, G.I. Jane, or whatever the fuck that was,
Jungle Jane.
Bigfoot porn.
Jungle Jane.
Bigfoot porn is a thing.
Oh dear Lord.
Oh,
It's
God.
become a major controversy in a
Right.
U.S. House race. Truly. A Virginia Republican who has been linked to white supremacists now faces
Of course.
In
accusation
a shocking,
In a
of
shocking
liking
turn of
headline.
events. Yeah.
Bigfoot erotica. Now, here's the problem.
There's no Bigfoot.
A Democratic candidate in a hotly contested U.S. race in Virginia has accused her opponent of supporting white supremacists. Fine. Because, like they do. But, and also liking Bigfoot porn. Really?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Honestly.
You
I'm
don't
just
know.
worried this is leading to somebody who's into someone with big feet, and then I'm out.
I think we're talking about actual
I think
Sasquatch.
we're.
I'm
yeah.
back in. I'm
Yeah,
back in.
Yeah,
I'm in.
yeah.
I
we
believe
have,
that
we
exists.
have Sasquatch censored here.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good
see?
for him.
Well,
Exactly.
he's well censored.
Mazel tov to Mrs. Bigfoot.
he's well censored. Oy.
And a
So-
hearty good morning to you, sir.
So
So
Democrat
this is why I don't sit on
Leslie.
this side of the table.
I love that her name is Cockburn.
course.
Sparked a Twitter frenzy on
Just a little more
Sunday.
lube, dear.
Just a
It'll
little.
stop. Just
Oh, darling.
Don't
me
get the
undo-
warming lube. If you're
let
already
me-
having that problem, the warming lube
Just
is
call
not
me
gonna help.
Bigfoot.
let me pull out that stitch. It's clearly not working for you if it burns.
So she sparked a Twitter frenzy on Sunday by sharing a curious drawing, apparently taken from Republican rival Denver Riggleman.
Jesus Christ.
These things
Is that a real name?
Well, Instagram page. It was taken from Riggleman's Instagram page, showing a Bigfoot-like
Riggleman
creature
and Cockburn. I
with
hope they go on
its
tour.
genitals obscured
Folk
by a
concert, right?
censored.
Story songs.
Riggleman was caught on camera campaigning with a white supremacist, Cockburn wrote in the tweet, referring to a video showing her opponent hitting the campaign trail with Isaac Smith, who is the co-founder of the white nationalist group Unity and Security for America. Means that he's an asshole.
Yeah.
So now he has been exposed as a devotee of Bigfoot erotica, Cockburn continued. I mean, for real. Dun, dun, dun. We have to borrow the villainess.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cockburn faces Riggleman on the November ballot for Virginia's 5th congressional district, which includes Charlottesville, the site of last year's deadly white supremacist rally. With the what were those things? The backyard tiki torches.
Tiki torches.
Oh,
yeah.
good Lord.
The greeters from Walmart United.
Correct.
Khakis.
Just what a bunch of dumbasses.
I believe
She
this
laid-
is this the picture we're
That
talking
Yes.
about?
picture, erotica porn. But look at
Yeah,
the
I still
abs.
say
Look at the
Look at
abs,
the
on
abs.
that one.
It reminds me of Jesus.
Well,
Oh,
The
kind of.
abs.
as well the
Yeah.
abs.
He-
Sure.
He also
Yep.
had a
Well,
six
kind
pack.
of the,
Just-
Jesus
just-
had good
Well,
abs.
it's a
Almost a
furrier
hug.
Jesus.
Just missing the cross.
It's a furrier Jesus. Well, you
He's
can't see
reaching
the
for
cross.
it. He's reaching for
No.
it.
He is
Like, he
reaching
was
for
like
it.
this.
She
You're
later,
almost
later
there,
shared
Bigfoot.
2 more nails.
She later shared another image from Riggleman's Instagram page, which
another
has
one?
since
Oh,
been
gosh.
set to private.
That's
That image shows Riggleman's face superimposed on a drawing of Bigfoot,
Found it.
which also has his genitals censored.
Why?
Why they gotta censor it?
Well, because it's the anyway.
Cock and balls. Yeah, we know what's under there.
Right.
We
So,
hear your fucking a car stories.
Why you gotta be like this?
By the way, I'm just
Why
going
you gotta be like this?
to advise listeners:
Yeah.
don't Google Bigfoot, Bigfoot porn.
Please?
don't.
Yeah.
I'm just going to
Doing it right
advise you to
You
not
know what?
do that.
We need to have behind us a list of all the things
Yeah,
we
don't
don't
do.
did not.
Google
like
this.
Rachel's wall. of all the
Yeah.
things.
Ass clown.
No.
Oh,
That's
don't
not.
number
ever.
one with a bullet. Do not Google ass
No.
clown.
No.
Boy, did we
Also,
learn.
the whole idea of fucking cars. Maybe don't do that
Yeah,
either.
we are the
Leave
wiser
that to me
for it.
because
Yeah.
it's been on my web browser. So
Now I'm gonna get. Now here's the one room superimposed. Now, is she the one that
that
posted the
is
picture?
yes, that's Cockburn.
Yeah.
Yep. My buddies thought.
I mean,
this
I have
pic
to say
was
that I almost
fitting
believe the one on the right.
for my birthday next week.
The one on
Read
the
a
left is
caption.
hideous.
Hey,
Yeah.
Wait, is she the
And
hero of this
she-
story?
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
isn't it possible to hate both of them?
Yeah, it is.
Can be.
Oh, okay.
It's a twofer.
And to celebrate my new book release in about a month or two, Mating Habits of Bigfoot and Why Women Want Him. Riggleman, until recently, had been promoting a self-published book with the same Mating Habits of Bigfoot title on Facebook, according to the Cook Political Report. He has since deleted that page.
Do not, by the way, Jenny is advising us to not Google 3 bald clown.
Add that to the list.
But we also found. What is
we
it?
find?
Oh,
Sweet Prudence and the Erotic Adventures of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
oh, see?
Oh.
There you
Sweet,
go.
sweet Prudence.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
romance
I
novel.
think the Beatles sang about her.
Oh,
The same Prudence.
She was just 17.
Same gal.
Sweet, sweet song, and then she kind of took a turn. And
Exactly.
I do like that people on Twitter have reacted with bemusement to this, though, to the saucy Bigfoot allegations. Bigfoot porn being an actual topic of political discussion is my absolute favorite thing to happen in
I'm reading
2018.
all
One
about
person
it. This
wrote,
is fascinating.
I leave the internet for a few hours, this person says, and come back to find out, number one, there's a non-cartoon person going around being named Denver Riggleman. Number two, he's running for office. Number three, he's a white supremacist. And number four, who's into Bigfoot erotica. This would have
just
been
weird.
super weird a few years ago.
But that ship is gone.
Bigfoot erotica was the plot twist 2018 didn't know it needed. I saw a Bigfoot was trending and got really excited. Huge Bigfoot guy. And then realized it's because someone running for Congress is into Bigfoot erotica. What fucking planet am I on? Oh my God, it's just great. Anyway, but
I love this.
there's a whole lot more on this, but it's just too much that is a fucking thing.
Oh my
Now,
God,
so-
that's some weird kink there.
Yeah, assuming there's something to this Bigfoot erotica story,
favorite.
both candidates will find themselves fending off attacks based on things they previously wrote. Though the subject matter couldn't be more different. Yeah, it's just too much.
I have to.
That
I
is
have to
so
retract.
strange.
I have to retract a previous statement. You need to Google Bigfoot porn almost immediately.
Wait,
Run to your computer.
It's fantastic.
Oh wow, the
The
taste,
Taste of Sasquatch.
popular titles include
Wow.
The Taste of Sasquatch,
Oh.
A Whore for Bigfoots,
When he starts like this, I'm done. Oh my God.
Sasquatch Love in the Night,
They're nocturnal.
They're nocturnal.
Riggleman? Wait, Riggleman or this guy? Sasquatch.
No, just I'm intrigued by the Sasquatch
That's
porn.
I'm gonna watch one. Not here. Not here. Not here. Both hands above the table.
I did not sign up for that. You guys.
We've got standards, people.
Hands up, hands up.
Yeah, I need to see both hands. Can I see both hands?
You guys I want to
Keep your hands where I can see them.
It's a fair question.
All of them.
Harvey, put the Sasquatch bag in your pants.
get your hands out of Sasquatch.
Shaving Sasquatch's back.
Oh,
It's a whole
God.
day
It's a
affair.
whole day. Get
We
your
lost
wiener.
Wednesday. He needed to
God.
shave his back.
Apparently, Sasquatch Love in the Night is a more traditional romantic tale.
For the more
Okay.
conservative.
Jane Seymour
For the more
stars.
Dennis
conservative.
Riggleman is into that.
The more
Oh,
conservative.
that's going to go right to
Bigfoot porn
Lifetime.
reader.
And Richard Chamberlain is Bigfoot.
Is that the one
Oh,
that?
no, that's
wait,
his gay.
is this the one that airs on PBS? Is that?
Yeah. Masterpiece Theater presents
Jack-
a more
No, wait.
traditional Bigfoot romance.
This is a whole thing. You can read about it too. I want you to look up. The author Virginia Wade. She has written no less than 5 volumes of Come for Bigfoot.
Oh, like, can't we count
All
to five?
available. Wait, all available in Kindle editions. How convenient.
Stop it. Way to go, Amazon. You've got everything.
Wait. Apparently, Volume 5, the best in the series. But
Not free.
but please resist the urge to skip ahead so that the characters can grow naturally.
By the way, I found one of the DVD covers of that one
Organically.
right there.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Oh
Yeah.
my Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Come for Bigfoot.
What have I
Stay
started?
for the veal.
We're doing 2 shows tonight. Tip your waiter. Just the tip.
$20 is
Dark-
$20.
Dark Thursday.
Fine. Now-
I think I came into
Oh, Charlton Heston as Sasquatch. Atta girl,
Yo,
Jenny.
from my cold dead hands.
No, what's her face? Charlton Heston's wife.
Liz Taylor?
No.
What?
Oh, wait. No, wrong.
No,
wrong
no,
one.
no. Oh, God. I went to Charles Nelson Riley real quick.
Oh, well, that gay.
Remember the lady on the upper level?
Brett Summers.
Brett Summers
Yeah.
as Sasquatch.
Why would you do that?
Because she was kind of mannish.
Is that why Rosie O'Donnell took her spot?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. Yep.
Oh.
Volume 5. This time it's personal.
Oh, no. But I was on Charles Nelson Riley.
Oh, I
I looked up and I went
I
right
don't
to
know.
Match Game.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. Well, are we? Wait,
Oh, just
that's
skip-
your story.
That was mine. I
Skip
don't know.
mine.
You've got one more, Alfie.
No, it didn't even matter.
After
was
all that.
after all
What do you
that.
follow that with?
What
All
is it? I surrender my time to.
I surrender my time to the senator
Yield.
from
You
Vermont.
No,
Yield.
that's a
I
Yield your time.
I yield my time
To Sasquatch.
Mrs. Charles Nelson Riley as Sasquatch.
Just my ascot over here.
Summer.
Nobody even knows who Charles Nelson
I
Riley
love
is.
Charles Nelson
Outside
Riley.
of this room.
I
mean,
love
Fair.
it.
That's fair.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All 3 nights of the cruise, she plays it. On the main stage.
Charles, no.
She could have been on Broadway, but she said she could do it on the high seas. Carnival cruises.
Wait, we need to let everyone know.
I don't know.
We really have to let everyone know who Charles Nelson Riley is.
I drank a popsicle.
I drank a. I need
I'm
one
gonna
of
get
those
one in a minute.
popsicles. Where did they
We
go?
have another break coming up. I'm gonna get a popsicle.
Okay,
in a minute.
I'll
Okay,
wait
remember,
for it.
your only guess is freezer.
I don't know where you're hiding
Where,
them
in
at.
the,
Work it
where
out.
in the house is Clayton's freezer? I'm gonna give you 2 guesses, and the first one is not in here.
Look in the cabinets.
There's a freezer there.
Not in that piece of
Oh,
shit.
I see.
God, y'all get so accusatory.
Cat,
The ghost and Mrs.
Now,
He got real mad about
Kat,
that.
I'm glad you're here because
I'm glad
this
I'm here, too.
this story is you're gonna identify with this because you just came from there.
Oh,
Not
Wow.
not the new Cobalt, not Cobalt 2.0.
no.
Where were you vacationing?
I don't
I don't
Thank you
know.
very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Idaho police are starting to enforce a new law targeting slow drivers who continue to drive in passing lanes on highways.
Thank God.
2 drivers have been cited as of July 27th for
They're after
driving
me.
too slowly in the passing lane since the law took effect on July 1st.
Let me tell you about this 75-minute rant that my sister went on about this. Cause listen.
We'll be back to our story right after this.
So we're driving from the Salt Lake Airport up to Firth, Idaho, which is a very.
You're louder on
Am I?
Monty's mic. No, it's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna bring it down.
Because I actually talk on my mic. You want me to talk from back here?
No.
That's why I sit back, because I'm yelling at myself.
I can still hear
All
her.
right.
Yeah. Go ahead. Continue on.
She's got a big
pull-
mouth.
So my sister from San Francisco, so she's accustomed to driving in California with whatever all that entails.
Right.
And it's a 2-lane road all the way to Idaho. Like from the time you get to the last suburb of Salt Lake, all the way to where we're going, it's just 2 lanes.
Okay.
Right. So there's just the passing
One in
lane.
each direction.
Right. No. Two.
Oh,
each
2
direction.
lanes in each direction. Okay,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it. Got
so
it.
one meant for passing and one meant for driving.
Right.
And she has apparently done her own case studies on driving in California and has found that it is faster to drive in the right lane because everybody thinks that they're going fast in the far left passing lane. And she bitched about it for about 45 and a half minutes.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it took up a good chunk of the drive. It entertained us. But yeah, continue with your story. Thank you for that. Back to you, Bob.
Feels better. That's good.
In the butt, Bob.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So
Are you
anyway.
still glad I'm here?
Oh, absolutely.
Positively.
In fact,
Not as
this
much.
new seating arrangement may just be standard from now on. You and Al sitting next to each other seems to go well.
Bad idea.
Can I move?
So let's.
We are moving.
Dad, can I move?
All right. So again, 2 drivers have been cited as of July
Give it a
27th.
minute,
Wait,
honey,
no,
it'll be
no.
a drink soon.
Hello?
I don't have it on.
So
Do
turn
you want me
it
to just
on.
pour it in
Yeah.
here?
Hello?
No, that's your glass.
Can
What
you
is
hear
that?
Marty?
Is that a
is
Hulk,
guess you
Incredible
don't.
Hulk piss? What is that? That is wow. All
We'll
right.
see.
So
That
again,
comes out tomorrow. See you, doctor.
back to back to
What
our
are we doing
story.
now?
Okay, Clayton.
2 drivers have been cited as of July 27th for driving too slowly in the passing lane since the law took effect July 1st. Now, Idaho State Police have given warnings to 3 other drivers. Most people expect the general traffic to stay in the right lane and leave the left lanes open for passing. Now, Lieutenant Sean Staley says if vehicles are moving slower, it can cause accidents and crashes. We've all seen
terrible
that.
things
It's
have
horrible.
happened.
It's horrible.
Bad things.
The law doesn't specify how much time it should take for slow cars to move over to the right lane. Staley expects it should be within a normal or reasonable amount of time.
3 car lengths.
Right, like, get the fuck over.
Move.
Drivers who hold up traffic by going I don't think this is enough. Drivers who hold up traffic by going slow, going below the speed limit in the left lane, could face a $90 fine. We need to up that.
Higher.
Higher that shit.
There's some poor people in Idaho.
I don't
know,
fucking
that
care.
might be a lot of
Well,
money.
then get in the right lane. Poor people in the right lane. State Rep Lance Clow of Idaho Falls sponsored the bill. He is a Republican, but he does not expect state troopers to actively look for slow drivers. But they said that they have a new tool to use if they need it to control traffic. The law also allows drivers, this is what I like, the law also allows drivers to go 15 miles an hour over the stated speed limit on a 2-lane road to pass a vehicle going below the speed limit.
Yeah, because Idaho doesn't care. They want you to just get out the way.
That law does, or that does not apply on multi-lane highways. So if you've got more than 2 lanes going, then you got a slot ratio.
That's only, well, lots and lots of Idaho is 1 lane either way, and wherever it's flat, you have the ability to pass. But
Right.
when you're passing, you're going into oncoming traffic. So
Right.
they want you to hurry the fuck up
Right,
and do
get
that.
back over. Right.
Right, and get
Right.
back.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last line, he says, if you're going the lawful rate of speed, another person should not push up behind you and force you to go faster. And I agree with that. Just if you're happy with your speed limit and you're on it, fuck them. They can pass you.
Off my ass.
Right.
Yeah, I know sometimes that I get caught up in the what's going on in the car and forget about the driving part. And then sometimes under the
jukebox
speed
in your
limit,
car?
Yeah, the moving stereo. And I'm slightly under the speed limit.
I remember when I used to drive to San Luis
But the
Obispo.
beeping usually gets me back. You know, I'm like, oh yeah,
I'm super excited. I've always been driving when we've been in a car.
Somebody was driving. When I used to drive every year to San Luis Obispo with Elaine Stein, she always loved it because she knew that the California, this is an 80-year-old woman whose whole thing was, I know once we cross the California state line, the law is that the trucks have to stay in the right-hand lane. That's unless they're passing.
Right.
But she was so happy about that because I guess Arizona doesn't have that law. I don't spend a lot of time on the freeway, so I don't really pay a lot of attention. But that was always her thing. It was like, once we get to California, they ought to stay out of our way because she just wanted to fucking go.
Yeah.
We sang Sinatra songs and we went fast, and that's all she really gave a shit about.
Good,
Great
good
trip.
goals.
Good
Yeah.
trip.
Oh, they
Good
were
goals.
great trips. They were really great trips. I'm not. Do you want me to play that video of Charles Nelson Riley?
Yeah, I totally think that. Just so people know.
Do you
who
know?
this
Do
is.
you know what the context of this video is?
It's just him on the Tonight Show. It's
Right, no,
like
I
his
s-
best moments, kind of.
I see that.
Yeah, that's what I.
But
what I
there was one video that I saw where he told a story about a boat that he'd bought, and it was just absolutely hilarious.
There you go. We need
Did
a
a
picture.
microphone magically appear?
Nope.
No.
Yes.
Oh,
That's the guest microphone.
Oh,
How
okay.
long have you been here?
I just thought, well, because she was sharing a microphone, and then all of a sudden she had one, and I
I
thought, well, how
decided I
did
needed
that
my own.
happen? Okay.
Because you've never been here when like Marnie's here as the fifth.
Okay,
And
Oh,
I-
got
that's
it.
right. You're always
But-
here filling in for somebody we're
Right,
missing.
right. I didn't know there was
Right.
a.
No, there-
When I
I'm
got
fifth
your
month.
name right, I was
I'm on
referring to
track
someone
now.
else. I want you to know that.
See?
Right.
I wondered who you were talking
I was
about. when
referring to
Marnie and
Ernie,
me
and I
was-
said Marnie.
Oh, sure.
See?
Well, that's the end.
Like
That,
more 150.
that's the.
Going into 150.
We'll get there in a minute.
Let you know.
But my point wasn't about Charles Nelson Riley. It was about Brett Summers.
I know, but nobody knows who that is.
I'll
so-
find. Right.
She looks kind of like Sasquatch.
Doesn't matter. Let's watch the video.
We'll get there in a minute.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
Are
by
we
the
still
way.
in Idaho? What are we doing?
Why not? No, actually, what we're doing is we're going to wrap up this hour and get ready to start the tease for the next hour. And it goes like this.
Oh, that's so loud.
Thank you. Just a couple movie reviews, a show I've been watching, a star to watch, Movie Pass is going under, and I never remember to look at the other page, but you know, stuff happens. And then whatever you're all...
I have one. I have
Watch.
one little,
Is it
one
happening?
short but interesting one
Doug has a thing.
that ties into Charlton Heston.
I prepared not at all,
Yeah,
which is a
Of
surprise.
course you didn't. You-
Surprise.
I didn't prepare last week, so
Oh, I have the math to present on the Cher Meryl Streep debate.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I told you
what
that.
debate is that?
Because I burned some bridges at Wendy's.
Huh?
All right, we're going to be back in just a
What
second.
what
It's Key
debate is
Talk
that?
America. We'll be back with Outland Entertainment.
You're listening to Q Talk America. This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
Guess what? You've managed to suffer through the first 2 hours of this shit show to get to the hour 3, and that's where we are right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it. It's the C block of the show. It's a Tuesday night. This is show 352. It's the 31st of July, 2018. We've got a full studio. We've got Doug Wilkie over here. We've got Marnie Ryer. Kat Carlson is here. Al Perkins is here.
You gotta make your thing smaller.
And
That's what she said.
I gotta go to this shot. I'm sorry. The reason that we're out of sequence in the seating is because we have a friend sitting offside who just wants to see how the show's put together, not part of the show.
And boy, is he sorry.
And that'll be a one and only
The
experience.
regrets list on that guy.
Not enough vodka.
Just show your therapist this tape.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
You'll get all the drugs
entertainment.
you want.
Let's turn it over to Al Perkins.
Well, I have to recommend what I'm assuming is the third in the series.
Oh, no.
Butt Wars, Rogue Buns, Chuck Tingle starring, where I
think they're books. Chuck Tingle appears to be the author.
I think Chuck Tingle is the author and not the star of each.
He could be both. I don't know.
The spokes
I
model.
don't know their budget.
I'm worried about the spokes model because I think in this movie, based
Wait,
on the cover art,
Which one are you talking about? Because I'm going to pull up the cover.
Rogue Buns, Butt Wars.
That's not even the best one. Right?
Oh, wait, I get it. It's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm
right.
like, why does the unicorn have a lightsaber?
Cause it's Butt Wars.
Wait, there's a unicorn?
I'm worried he's gonna have sex with the uniform. Corn.
I saw that video one time with a horse and it didn't go well.
I don't know which one.
You saw it too?
Wait, there's a Loch Ness Monster one. I see that.
Oh, the Loch Ness Monster.
Pounded
There's a
in the
brontosaurus
butt
one?
by my book. Pounded in the butt by my own butt.
Oh my God.
That sounds like a run-on
That
sentence.
feels like a lot.
I'm worried about Chuck Tingle's grammar
Yeah,
when I listen to
grammar's
this on
the biggest problem
audiobook.
with that one.
Oh, I see.
My ass is haunted by the gay unicorn colonel. It's a Civil War
so
story.
good. So good.
It's the return of
We
Martin
do this with
Garrett
our
Part
eyes.
2.
So wait.
My ass is haunted by the gay unicorn colonel, and the unicorn is wearing army fatigues.
Wait, but what
What do we call
what
that
era?
dress camo? What was that called? Fancy camo? I don't have my glasses on.
You can use the word fancy and camo.
That
in the
really
same
does
sentence.
appear to be perhaps a Civil War uniform. They
feel like-
literally only had the one.
The unicorns only fought on the right side. Oh my god.
They appear to be Confederates.
We have died. We've gone
Oh,
there.
internet.
Oh, so it's this one. So there's the unicorn.
And a football squad.
Oh my god. It's a whole
So
thing.
I think the unicorn is the whore in this story, not the spokesmodel. Oh, he's kind of cute.
Oh my god.
Well, we've reached a new level, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, we're recommending. It's still reading. I don't care what you say.
Right.
You're still reading.
Read more books.
Oh, is this
people.
our new book club?
Yeah, it's our new book club. Pick
Oh my god.
Pick anyone from the Unicorn series. I am sure we'll be able to put the pieces together.
I don't think Oprah approved this book club.
I think the first time you find out how a man and a unicorn have sex, you found out forever. You just know.
I'm gonna find out how much they are on Amazon. Wait.
Why?
To know if I can afford it or
Well,
not.
we need Chuck Tingle T-shirts, don't we?
Clearly.
I read Chuck Tingle to you.
I'm gonna send him one.
Does your Chuck tingle?
Oh my god.
2 creams,
Why
a little powder.
The Space Raptor Butt Trilogy.
Al, look at Jenny's comment.
Wait, this is the best part. Wait. By Dr. Chuck Tingle.
Oh.
Doctor.
Jenny, that is so fucking wrong.
That is hilarious,
Unicorns
Jenny.
are extinct because they fought for the South. All right, she won the internet today. Just give it to her.
Jenny won the internet.
Good word. In case you're on a budget, the Space Raptor Butt Trilogy is only $6.99 on Amazon.
Oh.
Can you stream it?
Well, it's a book.
Will Glenn Close
Oh,
read
I'm
it?
sorry.
Does she read the audiobooks?
So that's $6.99 in paperback. Stand by for.
Oh, no, never mind.
But someone
Stand
will
by for other
I'm not
options.
gonna
undoubtedly
read it.
make a movie
We're gonna
version.
find you on Audible. Oh, I can get it for free on the audiobook.
God. help
Okay,
us.
I'm listening to it before bed tonight.
$5.99 on
Settled.
Kindle. Free on Audible.
I'm not gonna get something that's free. It's free.
Right. Get it. It's free. It's free. Free 99. Hey, what's in entertainment? What's going on?
Yo,
Hi.
Al,
What do
come
you
on,
got?
Al. This
Well,
is
now
your
that
segment.
we've done that, I didn't go to the Norman Rockwell Museum, so there's no reason to talk about that. I don't know what these are. Okay, so we'll start with the documentary. It's called Love and Bananas. I'm not sure what station I was watching it on, but I feel like it was one of them.
Love
And it is
and bananas.
a very charming story that Ernie is not allowed to watch about
Does the dog die?
Thai. No.
She's fine
Well,
then.
you don't follow the dog story because they could have died in the second scene and I wouldn't have known. But it's a woman from Thailand. Are they Thai? I'm not sure how to say that.
They're
correctly.
Thai.
Thai. So a Thai woman who rescues elephants from all over Thailand, and she tries to get people to stop using them as like a way to
Carnival rides.
Well, I mean, they go for the simple stuff, but I guess in Thailand there's a problem of making them carry tourist places.
That's
and
what I'm
like
saying.
Yeah.
beating them up and down paths.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
Bad.
a name. There's some kind of name for it.
Like a mule or a donkey riding.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
make people
So
ride
they're
'em.
trying to get them to stop that. So she rescues them, and she gets one man to give up one of his elephants because the elephant is blind and 70 years old, and she's like, "There's just no point to this anymore. Let us take care of him." And then she convinces him, or tries to get him to promise that he will turn his property, instead of being a place where you go and ride elephants to look at things, to be go
a
someplace and
sanctuary.
watch elephants. You know, make it a
Right.
sanctuary. So she wants him to do that, and then she's trying to get this elephant across Thailand to this new preserve that they built. And so the elephant has been abused for so long that even though it's blind, it still won't get on a truck. It knows that it's getting on a truck, and they have to like fight to get on the truck. But she gets them places by loving bananas instead of beating them.
Okay.
And it's just a fascinating story, and you're like so invested in like finding out the social the social activities of elephants and how social they are,
Yeah,
and like
they
how
really
cruel it
are.
is to isolate them in any way.
I don't know if it's connected or if it was an excerpt from this documentary, but I did recently see a video on Facebook where a gentleman had taken a piano out to a sanctuary, and there was a blind elephant that when he plays,
Yeah, right.
the elephant comes to it and kind of sways next to the piano.
Oh,
like
it's-
they're drawn to the music.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's not in it that I saw. But
Okay.
But I mean, it's just amazing stories of these. They still 70 years old, and she still immediately tries to find a herd. Like when they get to
Right.
the sanctuary, they have
Right.
to like quarantine them for a certain amount of time to keep everybody safe. They introduce them slowly, and then they have to like find a herd.
Find
And
their way, right.
It's just a charming story, and like there's one point where they have to get the elephant to a different part of the country, and they're afraid the elephant's going to die of heat stroke, and they have to like hustle the elephant along, and so they have to go back to some of the older ways of like getting the elephant to move, and it's just everyone's just heartbroken, but they're like, the elephant's going to die here, so I mean,
Right.
we have to do
What we have
something.
to do.
And then to see the elephant finally like without a chain, to have more space, and then to finally be without the rope and let it just run freely, and like slowly as it realizes it's being rescued and it's safe, like I guess the elephants, if they don't have their trunk up, I guess it's a sign of depression.
Yeah.
If they don't periscope and stuff. So I mean, it was just it's just a really like one of those
It's
feel
called
good
Love and Bananas.
Love and Bananas. It was
Nice.
just it's
I'll
just a
check it
really
out.
nice documentary. I don't know where I found it.
Well, I will look for it. That's cute.
And then Sharp Objects. I don't know if we're watching on HBO.
We are.
I'm watching.
We are.
So
We're probably behind, so don't get real current.
oh no, it's
Okay.
just a funny thing because that we talked about the first week where it's got that Jean-Marc Vallée where he does those dreamlike things. Well, it turns out there was on-set screaming and yelling and catastrophes because everyone wanted it to stick to the source novel and that gothic novel, and they wanted all the dialogue, and like he wants to do everything in that like last episode of Big Little Lies where he wants it all to be like a dream. So they have to get dialogue into his dream sequences. So it's kind of fun to hear like the creative process and the fact that they're all kind of happy with it, but nobody loves it. So I'm wondering if that's the reason why they booted it out of Emmy season. Like, why
maybe.
is it in the dog days of summer? Like, why is the show just appearing in like
Because
the
nobody
worst
likes
time?
it,
Yeah,
but
for
we
Emmy
made
love.
it, so we should probably show it to people.
Yeah, because it's really good. It turns out them fighting with each other, and it gives that gothic sense a little bit more when you have these like images and like the things that are haunting her. Like it kind of works in a way that
I like it.
yeah, I think it's really good.
And anyone who gives Chris Messina a job, it aces with me.
Oh yeah, that brings me after this one. So Gianni Versace, I'm getting caught up on that one, and I really want to find out. We were talking about the last time we were all here together, and you were saying that what's his butt, the kid,
Chris.
No.
No.
it's the boyfriend. Anyways,
Ricky
Darren Chris.
Martin? Oh, Darren Criss.
That
Oh,
Darren
sure.
Chris was like worried that he was playing things lighter and they were coming off as darker. You're playing a serial killer. Where were you going for happy in that? Because he's just like that's a very disturbing
He
portrayal.
was so good at that.
I think he was reacting when I saw him on Hollywood Reporter. I'm the one that brought that up. He was just reacting to criticism about the show. So because people have said, like I did, that it was just too dark and too grim, and all he was saying was when I was playing certain scenes, I told you that
Yeah.
they heightened it with music and stuff. They were just talking
Right.
about when you make films, there's so many editing decisions
Oh, yeah.
And tricks that they do.
and that he just said he was just saying it's just not what you think you're doing at the time, and then you look at it, you're like, oh wow. But you're right, he was playing a serial killer.
Yeah,
but-
and he plays it so well, and like
So
his
well.
little like turning on a dime into like just maniacal, very good.
And
So-
you can literally see that in his. I use the word literal. I'm terribly sorry, but when you watch it and he's going along in a dialogue in a scene, and then all of a sudden he turns.
Yeah.
You just see it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I just got goosebumps. It freaks you out because he becomes that
Yeah.
character so much.
and just the way he lies, and
Oh, yeah.
So like I'm only like halfway through
Disturbing.
because
And it
FX
makes-
doesn't have on demand. You have
and-
to like find them at 2:00 in the morning.
No, they have an app.
And
I know, but I want to watch it on my TV.
and
We'll find a way.
What it
Yeah.
reminded me of is, and I remember being back in the day in the 90s, like when he came through town, like you were all at
Yeah.
BS West and all that. It reminds me, and if it doesn't remind you, if you're just getting to this, oh my God, just pay attention to every little nuance of people that come into your life
Absolutely.
and watch them.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
don't believe everything everybody tells you, because you might wind up dead in a garage.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
freaks like that are still around.
Oh yeah.
Operators.
And that's like just a little backstory that I read. Now I want to read that book. It's called like Vulgar Favors or something. Is the name of
And
the book
it's
it's based
by
on.
Maureen Orth from Vanity Fair. It's
Oh, okay.
Really good. Yeah.
So I was curious about that because there's some of it where like he was voted like least likely to be forgotten in high school, and like really well liked and very popular, and like he sounds like one of those people that end up being cult, like leading cults.
Yeah.
And like there has to be, and because people know so little about him, like there must have been an extensive amount of reading to get away with the kind of lying he did.
Oh, he was very book read.
Yeah,
book
he was
smart.
well read.
He
Yeah.
was very well read.
That's the part that I'm like, there's got to
Because
be something
that
in
was
there.
part of his father's thing with him was, and they alluded to in the series that there was some
Yeah.
sort of a sexual thing with his dad, but they didn't show anything.
Yeah.
They alluded to it, but yeah, the fact, if I'm not mistaken, the father was very much on you. He needed to be educated and read and keep up on stuff. That was part of that.
And the father was an embezzler and left the country. So
Absolutely did, and
Crazy.
then lied to him when he calls him when needing help. I'm on my way, and
Yeah,
never,
I never
never
came.
left, never showed up.
I
But
wonder
what
what I
about
wanted to do at 10:23 a.m.
I was wondering that. I was hoping we were going to get to that.
Yeah, that seems to be a note. What is that penis?
It
of
is really
America?
fun sitting on this side of the table.
Isn't it? You're gonna see
I
what
like
the fuck
it.
he's doing.
I know. I get to backseat drive him.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, my notes that I
know.
can never follow. So, old movie, time to rewatch it. The Social Network.
Yes.
Caught that on the plane. Very hard to find on any streaming.
The Facebooks.
Oh, you were telling me about
Facebook.
this the other day that I should.
How this movie did not
So
win
good.
like 19 Oscars
love
and
that
just
movie.
that is just solid filmmaking, and every single person in there is
Yep.
a future star. Like
Yep.
every time a new cast member came out, I'm like, well, Christ Almighty. From Max Minghella to what's the Army
Hammer.
Army Hammer.
Armie Hammer.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And Armie Hammer plays the twins in that movie.
plays the
The
twins,
Winklevoss
and it's
twins.
and it's not gimmicky at all. Like, and I think I watched this during Oscar Crunch, where I watched so many movies, and so a lot of them slip away, and it was always one like I want to go back and see that, but it never seems to be on anything. What was on the plane, and I was
I love the
I was
scene.
amazed.
It's just really short, but so when the who plays the other guy? Is it Justin Timberlake or?
Justin Timberlake's one
Yeah,
of them.
when he tells him, Facebook, it's cleaner.
Yeah.
And that's like that's how that would change. Because it was always the Facebook, and he was like, no, just
Facebook. It's cleaner. Yeah.
And
but,
yet,
and,
your grandma still says
Yeah,
the
the-
Facebook.
The interwebs.
and Rooney Mara, who people would talk about, was in it, and I was like, people were like, oh, she had the big star turn in The Social Network. I'm like, I do not remember her. She's the girl
She's
in the,
the
beginning.
girlfriend, right?
No, just the girl I guess they're dating. But then in the movie, he sees her again because he starts the whole Social Network as a bash against her, saying really cruel things on the internet. And she has a scene later where he's trying to apologize, and she's just telling him, like, no, like, you called me a bitch on the internet.
Yeah.
And then she tells him, she's like, later, I want you to remember, as clear as I can put this, I didn't not like you because you're a nerd. I didn't not like you because you're a total asshole. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that is such a great line. So see that. I don't know how the King's Speech won Oscars against this shit.
Yeah.
It is astounding. And that Andrew Garfield wasn't nominated. I don't get that either.
Colin Firth with a stutter. Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Again,
It makes
It's all the
sense.
marks.
yeah, Nazi retard. That's how you win
Yeah.
an Oscar.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a straight quote from
Let it
Bill
go.
Maher. It's
Yes.
a direct quote from Bill Maher.
Bill Maher, and it's one of the second half of that quote is
Because
the-
she won an Oscar.
But it was like the longest Oscar campaign in history for years, and he said, "For Christ's sake, Kate Winslet played a retarded Nazi. Can we just give her an Oscar so that the rest of us can get on with the rest of our lives? That's my favorite thing Bill Maher's ever said.
It was just so perfect. A little bit of a plot spoiler, but if you haven't seen it by now, you're probably not going to.
Thanks, Obama.
In theaters right now.
Good night, Harrison. Thank you, sweetheart.
Night, doll. In theaters right now, a movie called 8th Grade, which will bring back all the trauma of the 8th grade.
All the people are talking about that. All the moms that I know.
Really good movie. The young girl in that plays the 8th grader. What a brave
she's great.
performance.
Do you know who she is?
Elsie something.
I don't, yeah.
Stand by.
She's the voice of the little one in Despicable Me.
Yes. That's right.
Okay.
The littlest.
The baby?
The baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that can't be her. No, her name's not Olivia. Her name is like Kayla or something in the movie, isn't it?
Her first name's Elsie, I think. The actress.
Sounds right.
I mean, that's she's really.
Bo Brundle, I think,
but
is
anyways,
the director.
Yeah, first time writer director, really good movie.
Yeah.
But it brings back all the horrors of the 8th grade, and it. Kevin and I were.
She was spot on with it.
Kayla, Elsie Fisher.
Elsie Fisher, yeah, that's it.
I mean, just in your face, like right straight up camera angles, and the horrors of 8th grade came back. I needed a little bit of therapy.
I say it all the time. Nobody ever says, "Gosh, middle school, that was the best time."
That was the best time.
Absolutely not.
I don't know if it was the oily skin or the smells or the boners for no apparent reason. So the Star Spangled Banner does it for me now. That's new. It's the crescendo. So.
Oh, I thought it was because Jose, can you see?
Yes, I know. I do love Jose. So Mamma Mia. If you haven't, look up the Onion review of Mamma Mia.
Hysterical.
It's so funny, and you really.
Here I go again.
Yeah, I could not remember that.
My. How can I resist you?
So the trauma that came in the '90s when I learned during Muriel's wedding and Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, that I was an ABBA fan with some amnesia, and it all came screaming back that I know the words to every ABBA song.
All of them.
You will feel so much better in the sequel. This time it's personal.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo. That they're using some ABBA songs I never fucking heard.
Yeah, they call them the second tier of ABBA songs.
Yeah, but they get in some good ones. And God bless her, if sometime in the 70s no one told Cher, you should probably sing that Fernando song on your show. It suits her voice so
that's good.
Perfectly.
You know she's releasing an album of singles covering all ABBA.
Yeah.
Oh, I just heard
that's a thing.
Oh. But honestly, like from the
drummer's Fernando.
No, she sounds so good.
I didn't say I sound like her.
Yeah.
I was just,
I get what you're going, but it really does.
You weren't making that claim.
It really was
Artistic
good.
liberty.
And I was trying to do because the math does start to get to you. Like you do have to start to figure out how in what planet Cher could be Meryl Streep's mother.
Yeah.
And my
no
thought,
planet.
My thought was based on age. Meryl Streep is a little long in the tooth to be playing Donna in the first place. So it's really her age we should be worried about. But she's only about 8 years too old, as it turns out. Turns out Meryl Streep's not as old as I think she is. Isn't she pushing 70?
The Google says she's 69.
69.
The Google says that Cher is 72.
Yeah, so I mean they're only a couple years apart, but she should have been like 42 10 years ago. So I was right. She is about 20 years too old to be playing Donna.
Correct.
So because she was supposed to have graduated from college, got pregnant, and now the kid is 21. So there's only 43 years of a life. This should be like too young for the Golden Girls story.
And me.
She sounds great.
Yeah, she does. Yeah,
it really like sits,
that's about as all I can play.
It sits in her like low range really nicely.
Cher will sue us if I play much more.
So my favorite karaoke game is to sing every song as
Like
though you were Cher.
Oh yeah,
right.
we invented that. At Beats
Best
West.
game ever.
Yeah,
best game ever.
And I used to do it all as Ethel Merman. Every song I can do is Ethel Merman.
Yeah, my Ethel Merman is not very strong. My Cher is a little better.
Okay.
But yeah,
we'll find
either way's fine.
But halfway through Cher Night, you realize that it's the same accent as Elvis Presley. That you're doing.
Oh my God, it is.
It is.
Oh, take that down an octave and bam, you're Elvis.
You're Elvis. Yeah. Because she's got that little growl, and about halfway through the all Cher all the time, you're like, wait, are we all doing Elvis? Like,
yeah, and it's that same like back of the throat. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Mamma Mia, it's stupid.
Crying all the time.
Breaking
Do
news.
you believe in life after love? Same.
By the way,
Same song.
breaking news. Latest in the series of Bigfoot sex. Back in the Throat is the latest title.
Back in the throat.
Oh my god.
We were gone for a while, but now we're back in the throat.
Bigfoot, Back in the Throat by Dr. Charles Tingle. Order it on Amazon and wherever books are sold.
Haunting your balls.
There's the TripAdvisor about how to get to Vermont.
Oh, good.
In case you wanted that.
That's handy.
I need
Thanks.
But Mamma Mia, it's stupid. But I do have a point to it. Is the fact that the girl that played, because it's really like Mamma Mia 0.5. It really
Do you
is.
need to see the first Mamma Mia to understand the second one?
It's a flashback of what happened, how she got confused and can't figure out which of three men is her baby daddy. She But the girl who plays her in the that plays Meryl Streep in the flashbacks, just a huge fucking star. Like, she is amazing. And the movie stops being goofy when it's about her story of like graduating from college, going to Greece, the adventures that had her meet 3 guys in the course of a month as she gets to Greece, and like 2 fall in love with her, she falls in love with 1, and she's just a star. Like, she's so much fun. She's absolutely gorgeous. Her name's Lily James.
You already know her and love her.
Yeah.
From
She was in the most recent Kind of Terrible, Not a Musical Cinderella. She was in Downton Abbey. She's the like snooty cousin that comes in from time to time. She's in Baby Driver. She's in.
She's the love in Baby Driver.
Yep.
She's the one that. Well, I mean,
that's a good movie.
She is
It's
absolutely
a
gorgeous.
freaking really good movie.
And
I
it
wanna go
really
see
is
that
the
again.
Call Me by Your Name for straight people. That like it's just about being like young and beautiful on your way to Greece and meeting like 3 people that hot in that skimpy of clothing in the summer. They're gonna fuck.
So you're saying I got a chance?
Yeah.
Sure.
You go ahead.
Get it.
Someone tell you couldn't.
Work it out.
Some sort of a strap or something?
You go anywhere you want to as long as you wear a
Hey, girl,
helmet
you okay?
or a strap.
Hey girl, you okay?
But Lily James, honest to God.
Yeah, we already love Lily James.
Yeah. And then the amazing part is Meryl Streep is on screen for about 3 minutes, not including the end titles.
Oh, that's very
She
little.
manages to steal that whole fucking movie and make you cry in 3 minutes.
Good
like,
for her.
She
Good
is
for
no
her.
fucking joke. She gets an ABBA song I've never heard of. And the lady in front of me took off her glasses, and then Kevin, who never cries, was like,
Oh.
And it was 3 minutes that Meryl Streep just came in and like just put that movie on another level. I'm like, how does she do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
How does she do it? And now this thing.
Hey, girl, you okay?
Hey, girl. Did I do it? Did I win? Did I do it? Yeah. So is it over?
I got that
So
one
the
too.
last thing is this movie pass thing that everybody keeps asking me if I'm going to do, and I just don't agree with it. I feel like we're going down the road of like Spinster. What's that record thing? What's the music? Napster.
Napster.
Yeah, we're
So,
going down some dark road.
Stand by.
I was
Stand by
reading that
because
it's-
Napster
Cat's
was
got a breakdown.
straight up
Theft.
stealing. Right. Because
Yes.
let me tell you about the
Did it.
19,000 songs that I downloaded through Napster.
Guilty.
Right.
Guilty.
Let me tell you how many songs I stole from Napster. I was like a main hub because DSL had just been invented and I was literally the only person that I knew that had it.
Oh.
But I was living for free with some other lesbians, and so
Organized crime.
Right. Yeah. So I had all of the internet.
That's not what they call living with other lesbians.
Oh, no. No.
Not anymore.
Sport utility vehicle.
Yes, SUV.
It's a long time ago. I wasn't even old enough to drink when
This
this all
time
happened.
oh,
so
what?
right, it's true. I was 20.
Your life of crime.
So
Carry on.
I think
so
that,
this cannot be Napster.
Okay, so it's the other one. The one that
Spotify.
Spotify. Those people. So MoviePass needs to save some cash and it'll be raising prices and limiting new movies to do so. In a Tuesday announcement, the company said it has so far reduced its cost by 60% and will take measures to keep afloat. The plan to make this happen raises services cost to $10 a month in the next 30 days and limit availability for new major releases. Well, you can imagine that after that announcement was made, that it went from $10 to $15 and they lost the major releases, their stocks plummeted.
Yeah.
What?
I heard.
Weird.
I heard it was bombing.
Yeah. The company ran out of cash Thursday, resulting in a 4-day period of full of outages, peak pricing, an apology from the company's CEO, and a then unannounced blackout of the major release of Mission Impossible Fallout. Movie Pass confirmed Tuesday that the new Tom Cruise movie is the first film under the new policy of limiting major releases. So, I mean, you just knew this was coming. Like, and people were like, oh, don't you want to get that? First off, Harkins doesn't do it, so I was
No.
never going to buy in.
The minute I Googled it and saw that wasn't it, I'm like, why?
And then I'm like, no, like they're making so few movies like The Eighth Grade or something that doesn't have like exploding cars or people in capes, that you're never gonna see anything.
Yeah, it
Not
won't.
that I don't like people in capes.
There's
I was
not
gonna
a-
say.
They seem
I
like
didn't realize it was an
It's just
option.
not enough to draw you in.
I actually
Right.
like to wear a cape occasionally.
Who
some of my
does
best
it?
friends do.
Who does it?
Exactly.
They're really fun to like swirl around in.
And if you can run,
Oh
In
my
a-
gosh.
I'm just saying, in a
Wouldn't
room
that be
full of
amazing?
candles, don't run. I'm just gonna bring it up.
Agreed. No.
So
Point taken.
it's a weird thing, and the only reason I wanted to look at it is because at the beginning of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, he flashes all the pictures of different stuff, and then there's the one right before the credits that you have to like pause your thing. That's the thing that he's not going to talk about, but you need to Google.
Right.
That's the little like thing from the week that maybe so I was
I
like,
didn't know his show had Easter eggs.
and that's the Easter egg is the last thing he shows before it cuts to Last Week Tonight is something you should look up. It's something to be like something kind of pertinent from the week, but he's
I
not
love
going to talk
looking
about
things
it.
up.
Yeah.
I know you do.
I know you weren't here earlier to Google something that came up.
I'm so sorry.
So we lost that moment.
So
Would you
Al,
like me
I
to
have
Google it now?
an add-on to entertainment
Okay.
that will thread nicely into our Charlton.
Are you
Heston from
done? Because before I can give him the
He
floor.
said that was
Yeah,
the
no,
last
yeah.
one.
All right, I want to make sure.
Would you, do you yield your time?
Yield my time.
We make up.
Are
new
you
rules.
new?
Yes. I just moved in.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the lady from Casa
So
Grande.
this year, and it's also going to combine with something I'm obsessed with, even though we didn't do that thing.
Oh, it's
which
good.
is
Take your time.
Alamo movie house. It's in the East Valley.
Is there a basement to the Alamo?
Well, it's really cool. It's the first one's in Chandler, way in Chandler. But the second one that just opened is in Tempe. But they serve food. It's like the AMC one, you know. But really good. They do new releases, but they also have a special programmer for all kinds of specialty programming. So I got on their list, and so I've already seen a couple of films there. They're doing a special screening they do screenings a lot of times with discussions afterwards and someone leading them, and it's pretty interesting.
I love to nerd out with that.
Yeah,
shit.
and so they're doing an 8th grade one with a discussion afterwards. And I'm also going to, you said you can't go, but they're going to show Spike Lee's new film, Black Klansman.
Oh, right. I saw a
yeah,
preview
yeah.
for
With,
that.
and this is so cool that they're doing this. The screening is at 3:30 here, but it's going to be satellited in with the showing and screening in LA with Spike Lee and the producers of the film. So we're all going to be in a discussion after the film. So that's the shout out for Alamo.
When I saw the preview to that last night, I was like, "What the fuck
I
is
know.
this?"
It's getting really good reviews too. So anyway, this is the 50-year anniversary of the original Planet of the Apes.
Oh yeah.
Starring Charlton Heston. And so
Ronnie McDowell.
Is there porn?
Brought it right back.
they only
Is
have
there any porn?
There is.
yeah,
Don't-
well,
don't
well,
Google
we you
Listen.
know what? Hey, Kat, Google that.
I don't have to.
The-
The Library of Planet of the Apes porn
okay,
is
so
extensive.
so this is a tie-in in
I,
more
re-
ways than
I
what
remember it
thought.
on VHS in the 80s.
Really
So-
bad
80s.
masks. Bad
There's
masks.
only a few copies of the film on 35 millimeter. If you want to see it the original way, and Alamo is going to have one, so there's going to be a screening in August. And I'm going to go to. There's an evening one and there's a Sunday afternoon one. We should talk if you want to go. But it's at their Tempe one. But you're going to be able to see Planet of the Apes in its original 35 millimeter form, and it really is an amazing film.
Yeah, that one holds up.
Huh.
Pretty cool. Huh?
Even the second one, you can
Yeah.
get through. Because Roddy McDowell's
That's all
still
I
in
got.
there.
I just thought, just wanted to share that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Who knew we were going to get that out of you
I
tonight?
know.
And I do always have to give a shout out.
David,
Surprise, surprise.
It's just burning
what
smell.
does burning smell
He's even
like?
got the face. Have you noticed that?
Moira.
But it's hard to
David.
compete with Bigfoot porn, and evidently I didn't know Planet of the Apes
Oh,
porn.
Oh,
listen. Treat yourself tonight. Go
Treat
And I
yourself.
want to treat yourself.
here, have some more of this.
I don't know.
Love bread.
Eat some of that.
Bread.
I love bread.
I know you do.
I love
Bread.
bread. I do. I love it.
I love it.
Nicole Kidman is here.
Nicole Kidman.
And you get a loaf, and you get a loaf.
Is that a wrap for entertainment?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Did you need to do any more of
Nope,
your whatever
that
you were
was-
doing?
That was it.
All right. I know you haven't prepared for
I
it,
clearly haven't.
but is there anything you'd like to share? Because we could do your two things segment if you want to.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have two things.
you were going to come and report to us about how your meeting went.
I mean, we can talk about the new Cobalt. I
Yeah,
don't know if
so
that's
we-
two things.
Yes,
It's Cobalt
yes.
2.0.
I
Do
wanna-
you want? Do you
I
just
wanna
want to
hear
play
about
the?
that.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Hang
All
on.
right.
And now.
Two things is what she brings. Two things is what she's talking about. Two things, important little things. That is what she's spouting out.
You just need two things.
That means two things.
Let's get two things clear.
And then two things about yourself.
And I've come to share with you one of two things. No, two of two things. We're sharing two things right now.
There are only two things I can't stand in this world.
Quick, grab two things you love.
It can be two things.
Only two things in the world I'm scared of.
Rise of frazzle, two things.
Fast one thing.
Remember
Al.
two things.
I believe in two things.
Guys are
No,
only
never
after
half-ass
two things.
Whole ass
What's
one
better,
thing.
doing two things at once or just one?
I don't
Never
know how it goes.
half-ass two things. Whole ass
my
one.
segment.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kat Carlson.
So the Cobalt opens this weekend.
Yeah.
Thank God. I need something to do.
How was your meeting tonight? What was tonight?
The meeting was wonderful. So tonight was some last minute stuff. We were kind of going over the menu, and having a lot of fun with that, and just a couple of like attitude changes that, you know, when you have a new space, you have time to break some old habits.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we're in a new space, we're gonna do things.
It's a new you.
Right. It's actually the same me.
No. I want it out of that. Is it frozen?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, it's not. It's shitty. All right, go ahead.
Well, it's gonna be really good like that for about a third of the way, and then you're gonna want the glass.
Good luck.
So yeah, it was just some policy procedure stuff, mostly cocktails.
What?
I'm not watching that.
Well, I wanted to experience
No
it
one
like a
wants.
popsicle should be. Can I have the scissors, please?
Those are things I didn't know that I want.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like I meant
Continue
to do
on.
that.
So attitude changes.
Yeah. So there was
A whole new world.
right. There was a little bit of a whole new world,
Thank you.
and then, my God,
I don't know.
this is basically what happened at the end of the meeting too. Yeah, like just
I'm
evolved into
listening
that.
to you intently.
I see that. It's freaking me
You
out.
have all my
Be
attention.
distracted by something, please.
Yeah, it's over there. It's over there.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Squirrel.
It's gonna make a noise again.
In any event.
It's gonna make that slurping
I think
noise.
we're gonna.
Al, can you put wine in that?
Yeah.
So, Cobalt 2.0 opens this
really thought
weekend.
you asked
Please
him to
come see
quit
us. The
whining.
grand opening is on Friday, starting at 6.
This Friday?
This Friday.
Yes.
Um,
Tomorrow night is the Friends and Family private event.
tomorrow night is the Friends and Family private
Now,
event.
is that really just it's training 1.0? How the fuck is this gonna work? Is that what tomorrow night is?
So I've spent kind of a lot of time trying to put the bar together in a way that's really going to make sense for all of the staff. Like that's shit that keeps me up at night.
And her passive aggressive way of running this, I love that. That's my favorite. It's my favorite part of this.
Wow.
I've never heard such a fucking thing.
My backseat management.
It's my favorite part of this story.
Yeah,
Well, because
that's good.
God loved Jeffrey Perales, but I think he really thought he was going to be able to do everything all by himself.
Lord love a duck.
Lord love a duck.
Yeah.
And I'm not shit talking him because I am very, very grateful to Jeffrey for the job that he's providing and for the beautiful new space that we get to play in. Like, I can't say enough how
It looks really good.
how fantastic the new place is and how excited I am about it.
And ready, right on time.
Ready.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's why
I'm ready.
real happy about.
I've been after him for days. I'm like, come on, let me secretly open. Come on, let me just call some people. Let's fucking do this.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Let's sell somebody a beer. Come on.
Right. Look, we got beer, we got liquor, I got ice. What the fuck more do I need?
Right. Flushing toilets, that can come later.
Honest to God,
Do
seriously.
you feel like the new? Because I saw one picture.
Mhm.
Yeah. What did I see?
That
Did
picture
you
wasn't
post
even
it?
supposed to get
Oh,
out.
okay.
No, that
Oh.
picture was not supposed to get
okay,
out.
Sorry.
Oh, and then
But-
I saw
Secrets.
and I
but
saw
it
a
described
picture.
it
We're going to
as-
talk about that later.
It
Well,
described
no, we're not.
It described it as bigger, or more open. Or,
Yeah.
Bigger, longer, and
Does
uncut.
it- you think, yeah. Well, you know what? Think long
That's also my
and
drag
hard.
name.
And then just think long and hard. Yeah, like what's in your mouth, long and hard.
It's gonna make the slurping noise again. It's gonna make the slurping noise again.
What's in his
God.
mouth is long and hard. So
I've only got two hands.
It's getting softer by the
I
minute,
have to
though. It's
hold
getting
this.
softer
I
by
have
the
to hold
minute.
this somehow.
Please.
It's a metaphor for
I
life.
would imagine, but didn't that make you?
Be afraid.
Was that part of the attitude change? Like we've got this new space and it looks this way? Like, is that part of it?
Let's be better people.
Absolutely, it's part of it. So, several months ago, I kind of just happened to look around when we were staffed up for a busy day, and I literally did the math, and I realized that there was 100 years of bar experience standing behind that bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you go,
Sure.
oh, this guy's been doing this for 20 years, and I've been doing it for 15, and this guy, like, it doesn't take long to get to 100. There was literally 100 years of bar experience, and so yeah, it's just kind of that we're really good. We're really good at this.
Right.
Let's prove that we're really good at this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
love it.
Jeffrey Perales is the owner and day-to-day manager of Cobalt. Because bar manager's a terrible job.
Yeah.
And Kat is the passive-aggressive manager of Cobalt.
I make suggestions. And I get my way a lot.
Yes.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, no, clearly no.
So weird still. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's gonna be.
By the way, here's one of the pictures on their
I forgot
face-
my train
on-
of thought.
Oh, that's the one I saw.
On their Facebook. Now, that's on their Facebook page. I'm not stealing this from
I know,
someone.
'cause
I think it looks fantastic.
But that looks wonderful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
So here's what happened with this picture, because no pictures were supposed to get out, and a press outlet that we're familiar with, that I won't throw under the bus, was asking for photos for an article that wasn't supposed to come out until mid-August. And so someone handling some of our PR said, oh, sure, here's this. And then it went straight online, like the minute later.
Telephone, telegraph, telequeer. That's how that goes
Telequeen.
down. Yeah.
For real. For real.
Is that the more politically correct
I
way to
guess
say it
so.
now?
Now, this is I like this picture. This is in the old Cobalt, but it was in the same article.
Oh,
but
that's
I
a great
I love
That
that
was the
picture.
last day.
That was a great.
That was
That's a
me and
great
some
picture.
of the boys that
That's
were
good.
working the last day.
Yeah, that's a great picture too.
That's good, huh?
And we literally ran out of vodka the last day.
Oh my god.
That's how you do it.
Oh
That's
my
how
God.
you do it.
There's going to be an apocalypse, because I've always said there would, the
Wait,
world would end if a gay bar runs out of vodka.
leftover vodka.
That's the way to do it.
We were talking about that before you got
We
here.
were-
I
We
think.
were
I
down
have
to some
been-
terrible shit that the bottle said vodka, but it tasted like tequila. And we were just like, I don't know what to tell you. This is what I got.
That's just
Or
what you're
rubbing-
getting.
I've been
Or
in 2
rubbing
bars
alcohol.
that ran out of vodka in my life.
Oh, apocalypse.
because you were there.
Because Al was there.
Yes, the one was a weekend at Rich's in San Diego where they ran out of vodka.
Yes.
The end of the weekend, and the other one was the happy place, Marie's Crisis.
Oh, yeah.
After we had been there for 4 days, all of us, they had
Yeah.
no more Heineken.
You went through their liquor
There was
order.
no Heineken or any. We had drank them out of vodka left to right.
Successively.
Yeah.
We're going to start at the top and work our way down.
Oh yeah, we worked our way way down.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like the show
Exciting.
often does, our meeting kind of devolved, because then we went over some recipes and
That's on your Facebook page.
I know
too.
there's
Brown
beers.
Betty.
That's a bunch of beer taps.
There's beers. That
'Cause
is
you
a
were
bunch of
talking
beer
about
taps.
all the new craft beers
Wow.
and some fun
Absolutely.
stuff. That's fantastic.
We've got really fun stuff.
I'm
very
excited.
excited.
I'm very
good.
excited for you. I really am.
I am too.
Yeah. I can't wait.
I'm
Like
sort of excited for you.
like 3 nights in a row, Jeffrey's literally had to kick me out.
Are
He's
there
like, okay, I'm ready to go home. Are you done? All right, fine.
are
I'll
like
leave.
night themes staying the same, or has that gotten
Yes.
an overhaul, or
so,
what's
no,
the
no,
story
very
there?
much the same Cobalt in a new cool space. So we're still, for the most part, the same staff, the same nightly features, like
Wait.
Monday night bingo,
Okay.
Wednesday night drag show, karaoke all weekend.
Do you think this? I know all of a
Show
sudden
tunes
I'm
on
Barbara
Saturday.
Walters all of a sudden, but
Please.
do you think
Don't cry.
that you will get a? So hopefully all the clientele comes with you, but do you think with the newness and the changes, like to me that look, I like the how it looks a little more sophisticated. But do you think you'll get a new crowd?
So we
are
were-
you trying to bring new people in?
We've already been seeing
course.
it. So a couple years ago, we made a change to kind of turn left a little bit and really focus on karaoke as like our staple. And we decided if we're gonna do anything, let's just do it really well. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Let's just focus
When is
on
that
this
going to start?
tomorrow.
I'm kidding.
We start tomorrow.
And maybe someday we will
Right.
do that.
It's good to have goals.
And it's already started bringing in a new clientele, which was very cool.
Your karaoke nights are busy.
Our karaoke nights are a lot of fun. They're
Okay.
busy. They're a very diverse clientele. You know what I mean? Like we're definitely a gay bar. We're proud to be a gay bar. We've always been part of the gay community. We want to continue to be part of the gay community. Like we are who we are.
Yeah.
And we have a nice long history. Aren't those freaking good?
These are fantastic.
They
Danger,
really are.
Danger, Will Robinson.
DJ, thank you.
Thank you, DJ.
But we also attract a clientele that is younger and doesn't give a shit about it being a gay bar.
Right,
Or not. You know
and
what I
that-
mean? Like
and-
we're in this weird space right now.
Isn't that Central Phoenix really?
It is
Yeah.
a very
Yeah.
Central Phoenix thing.
Right.
But the
Everything's
community
kinda-
as a whole is in this space right now where gay bars don't necessarily mean safety like they used to. You know what I mean?
They're under
Like
sanctuary.
a gay bar literally
Interesting.
saved my life.
Yeah.
15 years
Oh,
ago.
I totally get it.
That's true. No, but it's absolutely true.
No, I
moved
totally get what
here,
you're
had a
saying.
terrible breakup, was all by myself. Fucking.
When you said safety, I totally made
like
sense.
a gay
to me.
bar literally saved my life at one point in time, and has saved many, many lives over.
It started
you know.
mine, so I'm with you.
Right. Same.
Same song.
So.
Back to the perfume.
Yeah, I'm a little bit on my soapbox, but I really believe that
I love it though.
that environment of you're here so your family that gay bars just have, like every gay bar in the country that you walk into, you just know that you belong in it.
Yeah, it's
You know what
true.
I mean? You just here I am, I'm here, and I know that I belong here.
Yeah, and you feel safe.
And that's a
the right
feeling that
word.
we're finding that younger people and straight people and people of other persuasions are really attracted to.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to find the way to kind of just like keep that attitude with whoever walks in our door. Because I think
And I like
that's the
that-
future of the gay bar is
It
that
is.
inclusive nature.
It is.
Well, it's
and
almost
anyone
the future.
can walk in the door.
It's almost the future of any bar. You can be gay at Applebee's and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, but it's still different. Like
Yeah.
you
No.
still feel
Right. I agree. It's a little different.
Yeah,
but I'm
the
just saying,
gay-owned part
the,
is-
the part of the fighting for your rights and being out there and being public. It's getting to that where you. That's why the gay bars are going. Gay bars, really niche gay bars, are going away so much because you can be gay everywhere else.
Well, the thing is, you can't be an exclusionary gay bar. So I was
Right.
talking to,
I would like to start that though.
What's that?
It'll
I would
come,
like to
it'll
start
come back around.
I know. And I know a lot of guys that feel that way, and I'm sorry for your life.
Yeah.
Oh, I just have to do a private.
I
club.
like this new way.
Do
so
your private
private
do your
club
private
membership.
club.
Mike Pence will move us backwards enough.
Wait,
that
I
want to
hear what
go
you were
back
going to
into
say about
hiding.
that though.
Oh, I was talking to an owner of a lesbian bar in town, and
There's only two.
I'm not calling people out.
Well, I didn't say. I'm just saying there's two. You got a
Settle
50-50
down.
chance.
I was talking to an owner of a lesbian bar.
Promoted,
What?
which is.
I understand. We can talk about that off the air. I'm not talking anybody's shit.
I'm not either. I just
But yeah,
thought-
I was kind of explaining to that person because I had an opportunity to kind of hang out and chat for a little bit, and was kind of explaining my like philosophy of the future of the gay bars, and they were like, oh. Like hadn't ever really thought of that. Was really just
Yeah, I
focusing
like
in
it.
on that really exclusive demographic, and I'm like, that's not.
Yeah.
That's not. There's always going to be niche bars, and those niche bars are needed, and there's no hate on those niche bars.
Right.
But I think the bars that really want to be more successful than their little zone
Yeah.
need to open their doors a little more.
I love it. I think
all.
it is encouraging for inclusion like
That
that.
really got
to really
soapboxy.
help
I'm so sorry.
That's
oh my
okay.
gosh.
people be
Get
together.
preachy
I
at the
like it
third
when I
hour.
go and people like are coming from after work and they're straight and straight
Oh,
couples
yeah.
are there and
And if it's,
it's
just
just
somewhere
cool,
you can
you
let
know?
your freak flag fly or whatever they're
Yeah.
Come on
It's like,
in. Right.
Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
philosophy for a really long time is if I don't have a problem with you, then I've got no problem with you.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? If you
Right.
don't cause me problems, then you're welcome. Please come in.
I also think it adds a little more to the dynamic of like, and obviously as old as at least I'll say I am. And we remember when bars are a little more exclusionary, then you get only like one type
remember.
of people coming,
Mhm.
and honestly to this day that still drives me crazy because
Yeah.
I get bored so quick. I'm like, and stereotyped everything's like, oh girl, Al and I have talked about this. Like, I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself if I have to listen to that for
Yeah.
45
Yeah.
fucking minutes. Girl, this and it's like
Or a
it's
drag
so
queen.
like
That's how I
one-dimensional.
met you.
I know, but I don't. But I'm saying. I
Girl.
really
We've
don't
evolved
like that whole
20-some
right.
years, yeah.
And so I like it when there's more. It adds to the experience.
Absolutely.
So
Well, and
I'm a fan. So
Yeah, I think people overall have a better time and are on better behavior
That's
in
that's
a
the
mixed
key to-
society
oh,
too. Yeah.
that is a really
I wrote
really
a whole
good point.
thesis about that. All
I believe
men's
you.
bars got dirty and
Yeah.
nasty
Yeah.
fast. As soon as you were at a bar where they let females in, then everybody pants back on. Like, we're here to drink. Like,
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
that back in your pants. No one wants to see that.
Oh, I say it all the time. We've got a couple of guys on staff that are always like, "Hey, it's underwear night." I'm like, "Hey, you're closing by yourself."
Right, exactly.
I'm
There
out.
was a straight friend of mine from a few years ago that really had never like gone to gay bars or anything, but he said it was interesting. I was trying to describe he was kind of conservative. I was describing to him the bars, and he said, how come you don't go to more gay bars? And I said, because they're really not really all that nice, and sometimes the behavior, whatever. I said, I'm happier. I'll just go to Postino's or wherever. I'm, mainstream gay that goes to those kinds of places. That's what I like. And then he
Because
said,
Postino's isn't gay.
Yeah.
no, but it's respectable.
Yeah.
So you can bring
Well,
your
sure.
mother.
There's not
you
a
can-
dark hand
yeah.
job corner
That's,
over there.
That's
That's
what I'm talking about. You can bring your mom.
Oh,
So
there's not?
so But he said something to me.
Or maybe there is.
Maybe
that,
there is.
that really hit home with me. He said, he said, when I think of gay stereotypes, like clothes and restaurants, he's like, it's always so upscale. You know, the gays are always into the trends and everything is so whatever. He's like, how come the bars wouldn't be like that? And I was stumped. I was like, you're absolutely right. There is a disconnect between the stereotypical gays, like everything beautiful and nice and, you know, high class and whatever. We're the fashion everything, except when you go to a gay bar and then it's sleazy. And I was like, he really hit something. But he didn't know he was hitting it.
And there's so many bars that have just transitioned from like the old buildings that they were in with the doors off the.
So I think it's time for something nice.
Doors. Yeah, it is. It's time to.
It's time for a nice bar. You know.
Absolutely.
To go through.
Sorry, I got on the soapbox too. So.
It's okay.
And the one
You're
thing
welcome. New
I'm
Cobalt
supporting.
this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, the one thing that kind of ruined a little bit of it, I think, is, and I hate to blame it all on them, but it was the bachelorette parties.
Oh,
yes.
Really?
No, you can't blame it on that.
They
I agree.
really made people hate bridal parties.
Yes.
Like you just. Like, we're not animals in a zoo. Like, that had such an ugly, icky feel to it.
I love that
like,
Abby just fired them all too. The Abbey in L.A. Canceled that.
Oh, yeah.
They said, no more.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah,
off.
we covered that on the show.
Well, because they got crazy. Like, why would you just because you're the gay bar, you go come
I
and
have
be
a dear friend who I will never take to a gay bar again in my life, who just got awful, and I think it was Bar One, or maybe it was Friends, Cherry, Diablo, whatever the fuck that place is called now. And I remember the bouncer being like, she has to go.
Yeah, she can't.
Like this is she's harassing people now.
Yeah.
Like and she was like grabbing people's crotches and don't you want to make out with me and like just this weird straight
Look
girl.
at my tits, grab my tits, that whole thing. Yeah.
Oh my god. And watching
I
that to
know.
go down with someone that I genuinely like, I'm like, oh no, this cannot go on.
And now I have like this like mom thing that comes out in me that I'm like, is that all right if people do that to you?
Yeah.
Like, let's go down to Applebee's and let me line up 5 guys and have them treat you exactly like you've just treated my customers. Like, I fucking stand there and read them up and down.
And I'm the other mom. What happened to you?
Did somebody say you couldn't?
Who did this to you?
Yeah. I do the whole, would you like it if this was you? Do not come here and sexually harass my customers. This is
well, and there was also an issue where it was a customer that dealt with you inappropriately, and you're like, I'm not one of the boys. You can't do this. We're not playing this game.
Oh yeah, what's his butt?
That, by the way, turned to 180. I don't know who went and talked to him, but
that got cleared up
really quickly.
Maybe
but
he's
that's
a listener.
good.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
maybe.
No,
he
I
is.
do want to say
I never called anybody out by name, but
no.
But if you feel guilty, you're guilty.
Progress, though.
In the Bridezilla universe, in their defense, I don't think there's many places in most towns to see male strippers besides gay bars.
No, that is true.
Right.
Like I mean, having done no research, and I'm not Googling it.
Oh
God.
Well, with our luck tonight.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know that there's somewhere else
you're
for
right.
them to go
Right.
to
There's
see not strippers, but go-go dancers and the like.
No, that's true.
Scantily clad men with abs.
I don't know.
Again, Jesus.
It's just
Right. Now,
kindergarten rules. Keep your hands to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Say please and thank you.
Share your drink because
Share-
mine seems
No.
to be empty.
Both of mine are empty. I'm in trouble. Don't. No, I got.
Would you like? Okay. All right.
No.
Got a fridge full of
I
pasta.
wasn't going to because you weren't going to be here tonight. That
Go
was
ahead.
I was
Yeah.
going to show something. You weren't going to be here.
'Kay.
Now you're here.
But now I'm here.
Now we're going to show something.
Okay.
We're going to do a little flashback.
That's
Now
an exhausting
Oh, good
journey.
Lord.
Whatever just
we're
happened.
going to do a little flashback for our friend. What's your name? Kat Carlson.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
That's me. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
I got
Carlson.
this.
Nice to meet
I got
you.
this from. It's amazing when you clean out hard drives
Oh my God.
and you find stuff.
Sasquatch porn. Is that where we're going?
No.
Oh wow.
Our friend Joe Ganzik was going through some old videos, some old stuff that he had, and he
All right.
emails me and he says, "Hey, I found something.
Okay.
Maybe you'd like to see it." I'm like, "Well, what you
Well,
got?"
sure. I'm gonna look
Sure.
at it.
So he sent it to me, and I said,
So
"Sure."
scared.
Is it Butt Pirate Sasquatch?
No, it is not. But we're gonna watch
Rogue
this.
Unicorn fucks Doug Tingle.
This is from wow. Chris Tingle. Was it Chris Tingle?
You
Is
said
it-
Doug.
I know.
Is it Space Raptors haunt my balls?
But I thought it was Doug Tingle.
Charles, I think.
Chuck
It's
Tingle.
Dr.
Don't
Charles
Chuck Tingle.
Tingle.
Doctor.
Don't put my name in that
Chuck Tingle.
thing.
Dr.
Anyway,
Tingle at your cervix.
This is a few years ago. I think you will recognize two people in the video.
Two things.
It's a flashback. We're just
Oh,
gonna
good God.
watch this, and we'll talk to you. As Brian Williams would say, we'll talk to you on the other side.
All right.
So hi. We're here at the beautiful, fabulous, wonderful Cash Game Country with one of our star bartender dancers, Kat Carlson. So hey, how are you? Good. How are you? Okay, so first off, what made you want to be involved in this competition? With the exception of the fact that we probably have you.
Because I'm a dancing machine.
Yeah. Now you teach
two-step
dance
and
here.
line dance, yeah.
Okay. When do you do that?
Every Thursday night at 7:30.
7:30.
The two-step we do is nothing like ballroom. It's totally a different challenge to learn actually how to do it, rather than how we do it.
Yeah. Very nice. So we're excited. You've invited a lot of people out.
Absolutely.
We know you've been doing some promotions, and we were here last night actually, getting you behind the bar doing your thing.
Totally.
Also, so. Team Aaron and Kat. Okay, Aaron, tell us about your dance background.
I am ballroom trained. I've been doing this teaching for about 4 years now.
Okay.
Got into it completely by accident and fell in love.
What do you think? Like, how do you think that Kat's doing?
She's amazing.
Yeah? I know, putting you on the spot.
No, I'm serious. She's amazing. Everything I show her, she gets.
Yeah.
It's totally easy. I have not had a student that's so easy. I'm like, sweet, we can do anything.
It was kind of joint. We talked about the idea because I'm from the Cash, starting with like a little bit country and then just like busting out with like bam something else.
Yeah.
And so we went through a couple different country songs, and the Don't Stop the Music song is one that I totally love. I'm Kat.
I'm Aaron.
And we're from Cash In, and we're dancing in the bars.
Oh my gosh, the audio is horrible.
I love this so much. So a couple of things.
So much fun.
Couple of things. Number one, the Graysons were filming that on a flip camera. If you remember the flip video camera. Yeah.
It felt a little long ago.
Because that was 2008, so it's been
10 years.
10 years.
All right.
That was the very first Dancing with the Bars. I remember that because they dropped off like the interest letter. Sway Events did. Claudine. Oh, I don't remember what her last name used to be though.
Sanchez, isn't it?
No, she changed it when she got married. I thought. Anyway,
That's what it was.
was it always? Oh, maybe Kelly changed her last name.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, she like dropped off a letter to all these bars and whatever, and I found it in the trash at the Cash. Like I came in and opened the bar one day, and I just like happened to look down, and there was a piece of paper in the trash, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And I fished it out and read it, and I was like, "I fucking have to do this right now."
How fun!
Yeah, this is my way in.
Lesbian triumphant.
Also, I think that was about a month post poor decision.
Hair?
Is that
where you're going?
Yes.
I was just gonna say, wow.
There was a mohawk
that young man
happened.
was an attractive young
no,
man.
No. There was a mohawk that happened about a month before that I had to shave off because it made the owners of the Cash very uncomfortable that I was going to do some crazy things because I had shaved my head into a mohawk. Do you remember that? And they were so freaked out that I ended up shaving it off, and I looked like fucking Eddie Vedder from American History X.
Wow.
That's a true story too. I can find you
I
that
like
picture
that
if
the
you
only
want
other
it.
lesbian in the room is like, I remember.
I remember that.
I remember. Oh.
Oh, because I don't remember who I broke up with to do that.
Who cares?
Oh, I think I do.
Molly?
Yeah.
I kind of remember.
Oh, I kind of do. I had to put it together with who all was there. Oh, I totally do.
Is that how you do it? Like
Molly.
I know. I'm like,
You miss a lot.
Molly's got
honestly,
Crocs
you miss
and
a
you've
lot.
got Crocs. That makes you a lesbian.
I don't have any Crocs. There's no
Whatever.
Crocs. No Crocs are happening here.
We're in a Croc-free zone.
Zero Crocs. That's a very fun video. Thank you, Joe, for finding that.
Yeah, that was
funny.
funny.
Very fun.
He emailed that to me like, oh, really?
Oh, and I forgot that Katie June was my interviewee.
That was so funny because that was obviously we started the show in 12.
Yep.
So that was 4 years.
4 years.
Before
Yeah.
we even started doing the show, and now we're at 7 years in. Holy crap!
Many things have happened.
Yeah,
She had
God.
3 children since that.
That's
was
true.
taken.
Yeah.
That's true. I
Yeah.
found 2.
Yeah,
You
there
found
you go.
that's right.
Right.
My gosh.
I didn't have them. I just
Well, that
found
was a
them.
lovely flashback. Thank you very
That was
much,
very fun.
Joe,
Thank you for
finding
that.
it. That was kind of funny. Oh.
Oh, many days, many days.
And look, we're bringing everybody back because I brought these.
With the
because I
bugles, it's
thought
all
of Buddy.
flashbacky.
Oh my God, the bugles!
Yeah, I thought of Buddy when I stopped for my coffee, and I saw the bugles, and I thought.
You know what's funny is I for some reason tonight, and maybe it's because of I don't know, beverages.
That was Katie June,
There is
yeah.
a very heightened sound of everything crinkly and
Yeah.
plastic
Yeah,
in every
right.
package
Yeah, I know
tonight
it.
to me. I don't know why, but these pistachios and him, I'm
It's
like,
probably this mic.
I'm just going to put them in a goddamn Tupperware.
Well, that's why I usually bowl my nuts beforehand.
All right. Sasquatch.
Are your nuts haunted though by a Sasquatch?
Do you wash your balls before a tournament?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm very comfortable. Yes.
Yes, there's that. Do
My
we,
new drag name, Bowl My Nuts. Should I ever go back to the drag world?
You're welcome.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it.
tape them down. That's another one.
It's gotta be bowl my nuts.
Bowl my nuts.
nuts.
Yeah, it's M apostrophe. and U with an umlaut.
Yeah.
Would we like to do a thoughtful
TZ.
vulgarity tonight?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we would? Okay, well, let's figure
I guess I got voted down on that
I
shit.
got here late. You're gonna have the question. I don't know. You better ask them.
And now, thoughtful vulgarity, where we in the studio try to make ourselves slightly less shallow, which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel while fucked up drunk, because you know at home how well it goes when important questions come up several hours after alcohol has been served. Politics, religion, why not? What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? Good luck.
Well, after the 8th grade movie,
Okay.
like, what was a time in your life that ended and you looked back and you thought, well, that was a shitty era?
I think we just saw it.
Can we cut the video?
Can we play the video again?
Did you see that hair? Listen.
About that, I get it. I mean, there are all kinds of things happening.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We'll start with you.
Oh.
I'm trying to roll through my life to think that there was a
like it.
well. When you were in it, you didn't realize.
Oh yeah, it's when it ended and you look back, you thought, wow.
Well,
that was
I didn't.
bad.
It was an issue where I didn't realize how advantage I'd been taken of, and we've talked about it on this show before with regards to it. It's the entire Tanning Fitness Center issue. It's like I didn't realize while I was in the game,
Yeah.
that I was being played.
Yeah.
And then all of a
You were a
sudden you're
piece.
like, wait a minute, that's 5 years of my life I'm not getting back, and I'm not getting back all this shit that I got into because something was misrepresented to me and I was lied to and all that. So there was that. But God, going back younger though, I was trying to think of something that was more of a younger situation, like, because you were referencing the 8th grade movie.
Oh no, any time, any relationship, anything that like, when we thought it was horrible when it ended, but when you look back, you're like, well, good thing that's fucking over.
Oh, I still think of that in a lot of. I've said that actually.
Oh, I got it.
I've actually said that in reference to dating situations where I may have been interested in someone, and then somebody else swooped in and started dating them that I knew, and I'm like, "Fuck you! What are you doing sweeping in on this?" And then I'm like, "Oh, that."
Oh no, you got to live it.
That
First.
one-
You can't just escape the horror.
That
You
one's
gotta-
crazy.
Yeah.
But no, I've been through those kind of things, but no, again, the first one that comes to mind is that whole situation where I was like, yeah, I got played, and I am forever apprehensive of anybody presenting a situation to me.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Douglas?
I don't know about. You're saying that you thought it was great, and then.
Oh no, you didn't. No, you could have hated it too. But there's always
Yeah.
that thing that
Like
when,
Wednesdays after you leave this show.
Yes.
like a half an hour from now.
Yeah.
That's sigh of relief. Once it's over, and you go.
it was as long as an era.
Where you think something good is happening, and then later you're regretting it.
Yeah.
Yes,
No,
that
just-
could be tonight.
Yeah.
no.
No, just any time that you realize that something has ended and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's good that that's over.
Yeah, like the perspective of hindsight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always. Yeah.
Yeah, probably just nothing specific, but just like intermittent patches in my like 20s and 30s, where maybe things were, I don't know. It's hard to. I can't pinpoint one thing. Sorry.
Oh no.
Falling flat. I'll yield my time to the senator from Vermont.
Raya?
March 3rd, 2002.
Chili cook-off.
Picture it.
So
yeah.
that's the opposite
No,
of mine.
as a matter of fact.
Is that when
not
Gina
the
moved
chili
out?
cook-off. No, that's
March
when
3rd,
Lopez got out.
Oh, Gina
and
Lopez.
I mean that with love.
Gina Lopez, we're talking about. Yeah. all right.
Yeah, the other Marnie. Just bye-bye.
And one of those things that you probably thought you were in an okay relationship. Then when it
Yeah.
ended, you're like,
Thank
I'm
God.
not sad.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. No. And it was just, it was something that you get into and you think this is the right thing and this is the best thing and this is Jesus Christ. What happened? How did that happen? And then you run like hell from your own home and your own everything.
Yeah. I get the feeling that you're saying, and I've had it. I just don't have a
And
specific.
I don't think it's necessarily about relationships.
Yeah.
That it has to be, but at the same time, that was a life changer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolute life changer. When you're on that border and there's a line, you get where I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
To the day you got woke and we're like, oh wow, this is really bad.
That's a real
Ms. Carlson, would you like to add to any of this?
Literally, like every era in my life, because I am 100%. No.
That's how I feel.
I'm like dive in 100% until Trisha used to call it jumping off the high dive, because I would just go. I'm super bought into this. I'm 100% into this until one day that I'm just done.
Yep.
And then I burn the house down.
Yeah, scorched earth.
Yeah, just jump off the high dive, whatever it takes. I'm out of this fucking situation. Like
She said what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, the ways that I have left situations in my life, none of them are cute, none of them are pretty, and all of them have burned the house down.
That does make me think of. I've had some like.
Want to go out?
That bridge is on fire.
For real, I've come home more than once to literally empty houses because it was my house and she took everything.
You know,
because I deserved
that
it.
was really well said, because now it made me think of like what I call some of the rough transitions in my life. So like I would do something like get in pattern. We all get in patterns, right? 6 or 7 years, and then I'd have a big move and a job change, and it was like, and overnight my life was completely different, and I'd have like a hangover effect of like then kind of remembering remember the good stuff, and then being like, maybe it is good that I made that change, but then also like maybe I didn't make it in the healthiest, like smoothest way. It was just like up and like now I'll have a different 6 years of my life, and then another one, and I'm like doing it again. Like that's sort of been the way my adult life is. It hasn't been very smooth. It's been like wham, all this, and it's like, oh, and now this, and people are, oh, we haven't seen you in a long time. I'm like, yeah, because I went haywire. You know, I don't know how healthy it is. Yeah. I'm not saying it's healthy. It's probably not.
You know what I will tell you though, adding to your little story. Whatever trails you have taken and however you got, you now get to spend time with us.
Yeah.
And you're welcome.
Yes. Well, thank you. Yes. I hadn't thought about it that way, but
you're welcome.
Under new management, yes.
Yeah, your personal therapy bills, going to be lower.
It's a lot lower.
You let it out in this room.
Yeah, no, it's very therapeutic. It really is.
Mr. Perkins.
I mean, mine's just literally going to be the 8th grade.
Yeah.
And because
forever.
And it's just funny. We talked about with the Paisley story, where you've kind of forgotten something until someone just pulls that one thread, and all of a sudden the lights come on. And you're like, oh my fuck! Like where?
Right.
How did I forget all that? And at the end of that movie, there's a thing where she leaves a message for her. There's a thing about a time capsule where
Are you giving away the end of the movie?
Yeah, don't spoil the end.
She goes to high school.
Oh,
she goes to ninth grade.
Oh, I didn't know she passed.
Yeah, she passes.
Great, now I don't have
away.
to see it.
But there was a whole thing of
Sad
like,
because she passes
what
away.
do you want to hear from? Like, does she leaves a time capsule for herself, and do you want to hear from your 8th grade self when you're graduating from high school? Like, do you want to see the last major milestone? And I was just reminded of like getting towards the end of the 8th grade, and the way that they did junior high in Niagara Falls was you could stay in the 9th grade at the junior high, or you could go and be a freshman at high school. You could either be like the oldest.
Weird.
I know it's like an East Coast thing.
Yeah, you could be like the big dog at the junior high, or go be little people. And some people needed to transition and they weren't quite old enough for high school. You know, that was kind of the thought, that some people needed to stay in that environment. And I remember just turning into terrorist Al, who's always just underneath the surface, and I probably scared the shit out of my
Can't tell.
guidance. Yeah.
Really?
Hiding that really well.
Have another popsicle, bitch.
Went in-
Hey,
this one.
hey, calm down.
And I remember going into my guidance counselor and being like, listen to me, guidance human. I will not be attending this school next year.
Right.
So you write down every fucking
Whatever
class
thing you
on
need
the
to
list.
write down.
I don't care if I have to learn to be a track star,
Yeah.
football, swim. I will do it, but I will not be attending these halls one more time. And he was like, well, there's a course of study that you're kind of in already that's going to get you there. I'm like,
Drama?
write it? No, because the classes I was in. And I'm like, write it in ink, sign it now, and I want, like, I'll keep your
Yeah.
firstborn until I'm at that other school.
Mhm.
And I just, like, the scorched earth policy of, like,
Yeah.
there's just so much about the, like, 7th and 8th grade that I have
Sure.
no memory and no
And
need,
don't need to
remember.
relive it. Yeah. I hear
But
ya.
watching that movie and like just how frank and honest this girl is in this movie with these on-camera things about being more confident and trying to be popular and being your best self, and I'm like, oh, I can see myself in every one of these things,
I'm
trying to give
so-
myself pep talks.
I'm so afraid to see this movie now
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I've literally blocked out everything from like 12 to 24.
You're gonna have flashbacks.
And I'm not kidding. Like I've been spending a lot of time with family lately, and people will be like, "Oh, don't you remember?" I'm like,
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Sure don't.
And please don't provide any details because I don't want
Yeah.
this to come
No,
screaming
no,
back
don't tell
at
the
me
whole
later.
story. And I'm like, was I there for that?
Yeah.
There was
You're
some
gonna
have-
Boone's
go on that
Farm
vacation?
involved.
You're gonna have flashbacks.
Yeah,
when
listen
you
to the beginning of the
watch
story
that
about
movie.
the Paisley. That was the whole like memory.
That was
my
a
gosh.
touching story about a dog and a boy.
I don't
Yeah.
want to hear it. I don't.
And a Sasquatch.
I
Feels
think
like
I
it'll-
played the boy.
What do you mean Timmy fell in the well? I don't understand.
Who's
Bigfoot.
Timmy?
Who's Nan and
I like that.
Dan
I
or
like that. One of you
whatever,
thinks I
Dan
would
and
talk to a
Dan.
dog. But good night.
Where does the
Good
red
work, guys.
fern
Good work.
Well, you've done it. We've done it. We've made. Look, give ourselves a round of applause. We've made it.
We
The
made it.
entire 3.5 hour, well, 3 hours 15 minutes of this shit show.
And I only talked for like 2 hours of
only
that.
3
Yeah.
hours.
It went
Nick,
by so fast.
You'll make up next week. You'll make up for it. It's all right. I'd like to thank Doug Wilkie, Marnie Ryder, Kat Carlson is a surprise guest
Yes.
tonight.
Hello, hello, hello.
Al Perkins, DJ's in the corner. Just ignore him. He's over there.
Thanks, sir.
It's all right. I'm Clayton McKee. This is Q Talk America. Thank you all for being with us each and every week in the chat room. Jenny and Joe and
Meow
Jenny
Cal
and
and-
Meow Cal and Nero and all of
Harrison.
them. Mama Di.
Harrison.
Cats
As-
of thousands.
As we wrap up tonight's show, we're going to leave you with this parting thoughts. We will see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, the snow guy, snow person.